All right. And we are live, and everyone's cameras are jumbled because of something. I was here. Nick was there. Who was here? Sev. Haha! Musical chairs! Now we're all there. Sorry everyone about that. It's been a little while. For those of you who used to watch, we had Indara, the live stream, going for Indara the Second Age for a while. I had to have surgery, and that required some downtime, and during that time there were some life changes that happened. And it ended up being kind of a best decision to discontinue that particular show. But I wanted to give a shout out to the amazing players that I had the wonderful opportunity to game with. Kira from Mythical Family, Evan, and James. We miss you. Hope everything's going well. And it was an honor. It really was. But tonight, we are starting our new live stream. Cyberpunk 2020, which is published by Artalsorian Games, and was the foundation if you've played Cyberpunk Red or heard of it or played Cyberpunk 2077. 2020 is not quite where it all started, but where it found its footing, I think is the way I would put it. My first role-playing game that I ever played. I love it. Everyone here is a big fan of it. Some people here are very new to it and have only done some playtesting with us for this before, but I think we're all excited. You guys excited? Oh, yeah, you sound thrilled. Okay, so if you're new or if you're not new, you might remember our player from Indara, Nick. Nick, if you'd like to introduce yourself real quick. Oh, I see how it is. It's wonderful having you with us. And next, but definitely still just as amazing, is the wonderful Melanie joining us for her first time on Andromeda Adventures, and who will be a regular for the Cyberpunk 2020 Neon Noir campaign. Oh, can't hear anyone but Frosty. Why? Oh, great. No, they can't hear. Nope. There was a glitch, and it got rid of. Sorry, everyone. There was a glitch. It got rid of the audio source.
I'll just be here saying things that the audience couldn't hear normally, but
You know,
but
hearing
when they
that, I
pick up,
think
the
for what
volume
you
is going
say.
to be terrible.
I'll take the Maybelline ad over you, Bard.
I'm getting the
Ouch.
Maybelline as well. Maybelline must have really invested
Oh.
on Twitch recently.
No. I've got an ad about a car show. Oh,
I
it's
can
eBay
hear. I
Motors,
can hear
that's
them.
what
I
I've
can
got.
hear everyone. I can hear everyone on Twitch right now. By the way,
Okay, it fixed.
Staying
It
careful
fixed.
what you say. Andrew, can you hear other people other than Frosty, or is this a you problem?
Yeah. Are you
All
hearing
right.
other folks?
Anyone who's watching, please chime in. Everyone say hi. See if you can hear us. Let us know if you can hear everyone. Sorting out some technical
Hi.
stuff.
I'm in the middle of an ad, so hold on. Okay. I could hear Frosty and David.
Nice.
Excellent.
All
Good
right.
thing I didn't say all those things out loud.
Just wait, there's still time.
Oh. I was just about to say Nick looks frozen, but then he moved.
All right. So, say hi, Nick. Reintroduce yourself for the crowd.
Hi, Nick. I'm Nick. I'm a PhD in poli-sci. I teach at Columbia University, and I play TTRPGs to get away from that stress. So here I am, playing Bard, the slightly grumpy, hyper-intelligent detective. So completely getting out of my wheelhouse, obviously.
All right. And Melanie, you're up next.
I will be playing Hex, the streetwise fixer.
All right. David, joining
I'm
us
Da-
again from Indara.
Yes, some of you might remember me from my my role playing as Westora in Dara. I am playing Ume. She is a rocker girl and model who has come upon some hard times.
All right. Sev, please introduce yourself. Welcome to Andromeda Adventures.
Yep, great to be here. Sev playing Reverend, the med tech who will probably have to take care of every single one of you.
Certainly.
We're grateful for you.
You're
Yeah.
also accident prone, so
You mean our mouths are big?
that's one way.
And thank you so much. Let me introduce Joe from Mythical Family. Mythical Family is an amazing group. They also do streaming over on their site. They do stuff at conventions and different gaming things, charity support, community support. They're amazing. I can't even go into them enough. But Joe, why don't I let you give the spiel and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Mythical Family, who it's amazing to get to work with, really.
Well, thank you. And again, to start off with, thank you for the invite. Cyberpunk 2020 has been near and dear to my heart for a very long time. And it's good to get to play it again. It's good to get to game with the couple of you that I have gamed with before and to see some familiar faces. I haven't gamed with David before, but we've interacted some. So it's going to be fun to get to game with you guys again and participate in this. I'm going to start off with a short run character. I may be a reoccurring character. Things may shake out down the road, but right now all I had time for was sort of a guest star spot, and I was eager to take it. So we're going to work with that. I am one of the founders of Mythical Family. I am Dad Thulu of Mythical Family, and we are a local gaming group in our area that does some streaming and convention support. We're on a long road to eventually become a 501c charity and actually do fundraising for groups like the Trevor Foundation and things like that to help out disenfranchised folks. It's important to us that everybody have a place where they're allowed to come and be nerdy and enjoy their fandoms, enjoy these role-playing games, enjoy Pokemon, costuming, whatever it is, whatever fandoms they like, and just have a safe place to do it, where all that matters is what you came to share with other people. The rest of the stuff that we all have to deal with every day and all day long gets left at the door. This is just a spot for people to come together and enjoy what it is that brought them to the nerdy thing that brought them to the group. That's what Mythical Family is about at its core. So we've also had a fairly rough break from streaming. It is the holidays, and it's hard to keep things together with, we're not in high school anymore, most of us. So we all have adulting things that we have to take care of. So that does make scheduling a little harder. But for this short run, I'm going to be playing a hired gun to help the group out. I will be playing a young Sudanese refugee who was actually born and raised in Hawaii. So he's going to have some interesting cultural crossovers that I'm going to try to bring to the table, but not super strong because I want to be respectful of all of the things that I don't know about this character and what he would be coming from. So I want to try to reflect it, but not do anything heavy-handed with him. And other than that, he's just a hired gun. He goes by the handle Kaupe, which is a mythological spirit from the Hawaiian Islands, which is essentially a stalker spirit and revenge spirit that's werewolf-like, and that's his handle. He tends to be very outgoing and gregarious, but as a solo and with his background, that is 100% masking. He's the type that always has his eye on the room and always expects there to be trouble. Pretty much all from the environment he has come out of. So I will be dropping in later. I won't be starting with the group because I'm hired help, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing, and I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Happy to have you. Thank you for joining us. It's an honor and a privilege. It really is. And thank you to all of you wonderful players for joining me, your friendly neighborhood Frosty from Andromeda Adventures, to game and play Cyberpunk, one of my favorite games. Truly sits in my heart. And for those of you interested in other games and other things done by me, your GM Frosty, you can check me out at startplaying.games. And we also have a Patreon link and a whole bunch of stuff kind of all around. You can check out the Andara campaign and watch the amazing fun that we had on YouTube and past episodes. And once I figure out how to edit the videos, these will be up on YouTube as well. So, with that, we're going to dive right in to Neon Noir.
I muted the tab.
All right. And welcome, everyone, to Neon Noir, your brain dance in Night City here in 2023. We are chilling here with one of the big name groups, but I'm not going to give away their name just yet. I want all of you brain dancers out there riding the edge of Chrome tuning in to see if you can guess as we learn about how they got their start. You might remember this crew when they hit the Scream sheets after they dealt with the Night City Stalker, but that's not quite where it all started from what I hear. So we're going to tune in with that story first and take us to where it all began. Ume, you were standing in your apartment, looking around, seeing the old posters of you from your band days, albums tossed to the side, seeing the inflatable mattress laying on the floor, the empty shelves, the outline of where the furniture once stood, looking around, pacing back and forth. What's going through your mind at this point, Ume?
Well, actually, I probably am out on the balcony right now, with my phone out, taking a selfie with the city backdrop behind me, going onto my cybergram, posting a few pictures. You see me looking stylish in my black leather jacket, my glowing kind of high fashion blouse with my perfectly done makeup and hair, with the city sort of behind me from the balcony. And then you see the inside of this sort of rundown kind of apartment that is, it's not the worst apartment, but it's empty. It's very empty, other than sort of an inflatable mattress. You've mentioned the a couple posters that say neon Pulse on them, and when you see like a picture of like Ume and a couple of others on there, nothing crazy much. Clearly, sort of like local kind of posters, and uh, there's like a part in the corner where there's like dust, and there's like some dust in the vague, like a clear part of the dust in the vague shape of like a guitar, but there's no guitar there. And Ume kind of looks around.
As you're looking around, a ping pops up on your phone. A neon pulse alert.
Okay, what does it say?
It says Neon Pulse is playing a new surprise gig at the Atlantis this evening with their new frontwoman, Hollywood. Come check them out.
Okay. I delete it, and then I call up Hex.
All right. Hex, your friend Cassidy rises up. Hi. All right, your turn to take a fucking hit.
You gonna tell me what it is first?
Oh, of course fucking not. It's a surprise. We're partying.
I know you, Cassidy. I'm not sure I like your fucking surprises. You lying son of a bitch.
You can go for a party. Do I ever steer you wrong, lass? Oh, just the once. Just because we ended up with those strange pink hippos that turned out to be Volkswagens doesn't mean there was much of a problem. I might have known that the nomads might have gotten a wee pissed that we were bashing their lights in, but, you know, it was a fun time.
Cassidy, I'm supposed to be meeting up with some people later. I don't know if I should be all messed up.
Oh, like they know the difference. Come on, you're steel. You got nerves of steel. You ain't doing nothing. No, I'm not going to peer pressure you if you're going to be a lousy lord.
Can I take a rain check?
Aye, all right.
All right.
More for me. I'll get plenty of fun.
Oh, you be careful. I know you.
Oh, me. What do I got to worry about?
That's
As you
true.
look around the sort of squalid, a run-down, greasy apartment building, several flights up, the refrigerator grinding in the distance. There's this thick sort of brownish yellow film across half the stuff as the wallpaper's peeling. You can hear the gunfire going on outside. Car screeching. Motorcycle nearby. You swear you hear a missile fire, but then you don't hear it.
So we're in the combat zone.
Yeah. Right on the edge. Right on the edge.
Great place you have here, Cass.
Oh, I like the local color. You know, keeps me fresh on my toes. And these guys know how to fucking party.
Yeah, that's true.
No one
Was that a
fucks
missile
with the drug
launcher?
dealer. I'll tell you that. No one does, right? It's all a good time. And, you know, you get them all together and get them a little high, and no one gives a shit about what colors they're wearing anymore.
This is true.
As you're chit-chatting with Cassidy, you hear your phone ring.
I answer it.
Hey, Hex, it's Ume.
Ume, how are you?
Pretty. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Hey, I was thinking I could use a little bit of scratch, and we were talking.
Can't we all? Yeah.
Yeah. But we've been talking, right? We've been talking about maybe getting together. I think you said you might have known a few people.
Absolutely.
Could maybe do a little extra work, maybe earn a little rep.
I can absolutely make that happen. Calling up your favorite fixer, right?
Well, let's meet up tonight. Let's meet up.
Okay. Name the
Afterlife.
time and the place. All right.
Afterlife.
You got it. What time?
Let's say in 2 hours, before it gets too late.
Okay. That gives me just enough time to try and get out of here.
Great. I'll see you then.
Sounds
Hey,
great.
you fucker, don't be messing with the damn lampshade. That thing's a priceless antique. I got that from the Queen of fucking England. As Cassidy storms off.
The Queen of fucking England. Of course you did, Cassidy.
As you sit
um,
around, you can hear the gunfire still going on outside.
I'm thinking that I should probably give if I'm gonna be meeting up with Ume, I'm thinking that I might want to give Bart a call. See if I can't get him to crawl out from the bottom of a bottle for a little bit of money.
Alright. Bard. You're laying on your back, on your torn and tattered synthetic couch. The neon light drips in through your office window and drapes across the sultry figure mounted on top of you, her flesh bare, hair flashing back through the light as she sits up, leans back onto the other side of the couch, and pulls a smoke from the table. The spark and flare of the light traces across her face, and briefly intensifies the neon light, causes a light play across the barren and empty shelves. Once a collection of amazing books, little trinkets and trophies, desks scattered with old bits of paper bag and broken bottles, trash can filled with bottles and packs of cigarettes and empty bags of kibble. As she takes a deep drag from the cigarette, climbing off of you, she leans, letting her curves flash in the neon light, just to show off a little bit before looking back as she picks up her gear. You know we really have to stop doing this. This is the last time. I can't hear you.
You're muted.
You said that the last time, and the last time.
I mean it this
Before that,
time.
you didn't say it.
At this rate, I'm going to show up and find you flatlined. How long you think that non-synthetic liver's going to hold out?
Long enough.
Long enough for you to make it hurt? I can't watch that.
Yeah, oh, I guess I do. I look around the place at the silver and black specked cat playing with the trash and hiding in various bags, knocking bottles off of the desk just to cause a bit of chaos. I light up a cigarette of my own as his hand starts to trace these 7 clearly well intentional scars on his chest.
You see her pull herself into as it stretches across her body, the sort of skin-tight, almost swimsuit-esque body plating, armored, her holster belt and utility belt off to the side. Seemingly she's looking for it. You gotta get yourself work. You gotta get over what happened. Move on. It's almost been a year.
Do I really have to get over what happened? I could always just lie down and die. But yeah, no, that wouldn't really be good for anybody.
When was the last time you even took a case?
I took a case of whiskey from the shop recently. Does that count?
As she picks up her gun, she pulls it out and kind of points it at you playfully. Don't make me self-defense you.
Don't work on your trigger discipline, Rachel. I know for a fact that thing is loaded. And his hand actually reflexively goes to, an old cavalry-style saber that's, right behind the couch. But he just kind of, smiles and takes another hit of the cigarette. And
She leans in, giving you one last final view of of her cleavage. She kind of presses the gun against your chest. the way you're going, wouldn't I be doing you a favor?
Yeah, but you've never really been one for favors, have you? I'll tell you what. I'll... I will... Okay. I will get my whiskey-soaked cigarette...
As you're in the process of saying
smoke-filled
that,
ass off my couch. Sorry, I have to take this. It could be
she puts
somebody
it
who's
on.
not a client. I take the phone. Go for Bard,
As she
Uncolored
walks
Truth.
out the door.
Uncolored Truth Investigations. I forget the spiel. Who the fuck is this?
It's Hex. You sound relatively sober. Should I be worried?
I don't know. Should you be? I certainly am.
You don't sound like you're doing so hot, my friend.
I'm doing fine.
That's like code for Bard, like SOS, fucking help me.
More or less, I suppose.
Yeah,
Fine by my standards.
Would
the
you...
cat jumps up on his lap. Ow! Fuck off! Sorry, what?
Is there someone there with you?
There was, briefly. Now there's a different person. But she is a cat.
Okay. Well, we've got a job to do, if I could possibly interest you in it. Doesn't everybody need a little bit of money?
Even if not money, I definitely need something interesting to do. As he, still undressed, but grabs his hat off of the couch and puts it on. And, alright, when and where?
Afterlife.
Okay, you know my standards, right? No framing, no falsification, no murdering people who don't deserve it.
I mean, you won't have to do any of those things.
I look around. Good enough. And I hang up. And I'm just
you
tossing
didn't... I call him back immediately because he didn't actually get the time and place.
You said afterlife.
I didn't tell you the time.
Oh. That's true.
I'll just fucking text it to you, actually.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I pick up the text. Oh yeah, I'm really, really out of step. Fuck.
Details.
2 hours from now. What time is it currently, GM?
It's about 9 p.m. It's definitely dark. The heavy fog.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You can smell the pollution through the windows.
I think for a second, the job. It doesn't sound like this is going to be a standard investigative job. You know what? I think I know just who to contact for this, because if it's going to get us in trouble physically, he'll be able to help. If it's going to get us in trouble spiritually, he'll be able to chastise us. I'm going to pick up my phone and dial Reverend.
All right.
Hey, Reverend.
Rev.
Yep.
You are on a firing line. Guns going off all around you, soldiers moving, tactical squad of trauma team in a training exercise. You've got a patient in the middle of a firefight down, and you got to move. As the soldiers the trained trauma team guards are moving up with you, flanking in trained position. And just as you're getting and approaching the thing, you've got your satchel on, you've got your tactical gear and your metal gear on, you're ready to go, moving in. A siren blares. You hear the klaxon go off and everything before you even reach the person. And you're pretty sure you didn't mess anything up, and you didn't see any of your training squad mess anything up. You were making good time. You were there in under 3 minutes. This should be a gold star for you. And you see a gentleman with a suit. It's kind of greenish gray, with a really tacky orange sort of octopus pattern tie. A beige shirt and slicked hair and sunglasses. Walk out onto the landing up above. As he looks around, talking to someone. You see him gesture at you. And a mic comes over. Kane Nahahalula. Please report to Office Base 6.
God damn it. What now? Kane starts walking to the offices.
You make your way up the stairs. You take your gear off. You unload everything. Throw it into your locker. And as you're making your way into your locker, first thing you notice is everything's been ripped out. It's all torn, dashed, moved around. Piled up in the bottom, bent little rack. But you change back into your normal street clothes, which are still there. And
Kane
begin to make
just
your way up.
silently fuming, picking through all this.
You make your way up through the twisting sort of corridors of the trauma team offices. And make your way to Office Space 6. Where you see 2 security guards. Not in their armor, but just in suits, definitely armed. And the gentleman that you saw sitting there with a thick file with your name on it. Kane, I presume.
Yes, you called me here, so who else would be here?
Pardon, I've never met you before. I'm just confirming that you are indeed who I'm looking for. It seems you had a rather bright life at your university and med school. Studied well, rose through the school, even arrived on a scholarship. Passed
Alright.
with flying
What?
colors.
What of it? What's this have to do with my training?
It appears that since joining Trauma Team, you've turned over a new leaf and started a second life. As he pulls out photos of you breaking into the supply lockers, moving weapons out onto a couple of crates and corners, taking ammunition in magazines and pocketing it. He shows a couple of files, shows you photos of you digging through other people's lockers. And just this afternoon, we found black lace taken from our medical stores in your locker.
You sure you were checking my locker? Because I've never seen any of this. Why would I steal from the people I'm trying to get a job with?
That's my question for you.
Well then, ask your question. Because I have nothing to do with any of this.
It's true we didn't find any fingerprints or actual photographs of you taking these supplies. But the evidence itself is, while not enough for formal charges, I must say that we have officially decided to discontinue your training, and you will no longer be employed with Trauma Team.
Kane's fists just start balling up at his sides. So what you're saying is I'm fired.
We prefer to look at it as separating from a unhealthy commodity. Should we find evidence to link you to these crimes, formal charges will be pressed. Of course, you are free in the interim to file a complaint as he slides the file over with corporate.
Don't worry, I'll do just that. As he reaches for the file.
I'm sure you will. He lets you take the file.
Anything else? Any more lies you need to tell me?
Just watch your back out there. It's a dangerous city.
I appreciate threats to my face. I'll keep that in mind.
We're simply concerned for your well-being. Many employees find the hardship of being let go too much to bear.
Well, that's too bad to hear. But
As your
since I have
phone
nothing
starts
to
to
do,
ring.
y'all, he takes it out, checks caller ID. This is better than this. Answers it and starts walking out of the office before they
Okay.
dismiss him.
Hey, Reverend.
What is it, Bard?
Well, so sorry, trying to get my thoughts together. I've been asked to leave the apartment on a job, and last time I tried to do that, it ended up me losing my eyes and an arm. So I figured, given that we might be getting into something similar, because nobody really gave me the details, having you around, well, if our parts can be recovered, that's great, because you could help with that. But also, if we need a priest, you're there for that too. So either last rites or medical aid, either way, are you in?
Sure, my schedule's freed up.
It has. I sounded like there's like a pause. Oh, did you get kicked out?
No, just some stuff came up.
So you got kicked out. Okay, excellent. We'll meet at Afterlife in about, by this time, 1 hour and 45 minutes, I believe.
Kane just muttering under his breath. God damn this motherfucker.
Also, if you know a good cat sitter, I need a cat sitter for Cat.
How would I know a good cat sitter?
I
I
don't
don't have
know.
a cat.
It doesn't mean you don't know a good cat sitter.
Just bring him with you.
I can't bring Cat with me on a job. She'll show me up. And I hang the phone up immediately.
This boy.
All right. As you are all making your way Nick, you changed your token, so it's glitched out.
I didn't change my token.
You changed your picture. It auto changes your token when you do that.
It does?
Yeah.
That's weird. Sorry.
So I have to refix that.
I apologize. No other Roll20 thing does that. Technology. It's why Cyberpunk
But
is the
as you
future and the
guys
past.
are getting to the club, eventually, kind of all arriving at disparate times, you eventually kind of see each other waiting in the long line to get into the afterlife. You can hear the loud club music thumping. There's tons of people outside on the street looking to get in. There's You can see the big afterlife neon green sign up above. There's a stairway going down. You can see two big bouncers outside. One of them is huge, just pure chromed arms. You can see the different plates from the cyberware, totally exposed. They kind of attach up by the shoulders. You can see a couple of strange links set into the shoulders, wearing a wife beater. He's got a steel spiked mohawk. The other one is a woman with sort of wavy orange hair that comes down just above the ears. She's a little bigger than him in height, but not nearly as big in muscle. She's much leaner and athletic built, but her body looks like it's carved from stone, wearing a big leather biker jacket and a shirt on it that's got a blade across it and a bloody palm print that you don't recognize. Sort of that's the pattern on it, watching guard. You can see a whole bunch of locals are gathered up. Cars are driving by as you're kind of, Ume, you had a head start and aren't too far, but and Hex was coming from the combat zone. So Ume, you would have gotten there first,
All right.
and you'd see Hex arriving around the same time as Bard. Well, Bard, would you be on time?
I mean, I don't have much else to do. I put my clothes on and have my weapons, but well, my knife, not my sword. I'm not going to walk into Afterlife with an open carried sword. Yeah, I'll just walk up, smoking a cigarette. Do I recognize the symbol on the bouncer's chest, by the way? The hand and the blade.
Make a streetwise check.
$18.
18. You've heard of them. They're called the Night Blades. It's supposedly a chick rock band. Sort of punky, new wave, synth.
Do I know who they are?
Man, you as a rocker boy, you've probably heard of them, yeah. The lead singer, Pris, total bitch.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Most of the other lead singers are.
Yeah, most of the other lead singers.
Of
I'm going
course.
to walk up to Hex.
They've got a really geeky girl and then this kind of shy ex-corporate that wanted to, do something new with her life and had some trouble at work and ended up...
ex-corporate on top of that, too. Yeah. Yeah, that explains a lot. Well, anyway, when I see Hex arrive, because I not met Bard in person, I don't think, before. So I'll wave at Hex. Like to come on over.
Oh, Jesus, sorry. I realized my mic was muted this whole time.
No, we heard you a second ago. You said you were
sorry.
going up to Hex.
That's weird. Technology. Good thing Bard's tech is low. Yeah, I'd walk up to Hex as well and offer her a cigarette. Just immediately.
Melanie, I think you're on mute.
Sorry. Yep, thank you. I would immediately take that cigarette, obviously, offered to me.
So, what's up? Are we waiting to get VIP privileges, or are we just waiting in line?
I mean, I was in line, and I don't know if it sounds like you went right up to Hex. So I don't know if you've both approached me yet or not.
I thought you guys were next to each other.
Yeah, I thought Ume and I waved at each other, and I thought that we approached each other at that point.
Yeah, but Nick jumped right in there, so I didn't know the timing of things.
Oh, I
I
assumed
thought I
that he
arrived at
walked
the
up
same
next.
time as Hex. Yeah,
That's what I thought too. So I didn't.
Yeah.
I was waving as you were both arriving, and you were walking up to her as I was waving. I don't know the order
So,
of things.
so he's just walking with her
The
and
big
hands
mess.
her a cigarette.
We're all, like,
hands her a
waving at each
cigarette.
other.
Yeah, you're all waving at each other's hands. People are like,
Okay.
flipping you
This
off.
is-
Come on!
That's right. Yeah, this is
We're in the
it's very
way.
kind of like that.
I
Ume does them both.
very
Ume looks at the guy, flick him off, and then
flick them off.
and
as
also
well.
does that. Yeah, everyone's flicking everybody off.
This
is
charming
Hex. Hex. Bring your loser of a boyfriend over here.
He's not my boyfriend.
I look around for her loser boyfriend. Do I see him with an awareness check?
Who freaking wears a fedora this day and age? Get over here.
What loser boyfriend? I just grab his arm and
The
drag
chick
him
bouncer
over.
kind of calls out, "Hey, lady, you and your friends coming in or what?"
I'm waiting for them to get. They have to walk to the door. Can they walk to the door
Yeah,
first?
we're coming
Yeah,
in.
we got
Don't bust a gasket, right? Like,
Bust your gasket. You guys have a good fucking time, all right? Get on in there. Line, you're holding up the line.
I look at her. I love how you combined a threat
As-
with a greeting. By the way, that is truly.
Reverend, you
pro.
are walking up the side as you see them arguing with the bouncer who's trying to get them to move the hell in.
Yeah. Reverend just walks up behind him, assumes he's talking about the chick next to him, and starts pushing him forward. Bard,
So what? We suddenly feel like some large hands. I don't know how big your character is, but like some hands in the back.
It's me. I think it's like.
Oh.
I look behind. Oh, Reverend. Hi. Good.
Yeah,
You got
hi.
the message. Hi. We're
Yeah, it
supposed
only-
to go inside.
Only took you forever to send me the place and time.
Ume's walking in, by the way.
All right.
Yeah. We all are, I think.
You
Ume,
never got back to me with that cat sitter. So
Yeah.
make a reflex check for me.
Reflex.
Cat sitter. You know I have a
I
cat.
got a 13.
Why wouldn't you ask me
All
if I
right.
watch your cat?
So as you're turning to walk in, make a
You already have one.
streetwise check for me.
I'd still watch your cat.
17.
You bump into a figure at first. Like, you turn the corner, you're trying to walk in. As they're walking out, you're kind of looking back at what was going on and turning the corner. Hex behind you, Bard behind that Reverend kind of pushing him in, stumble, and you kind of bump into a figure. And your eyes take a second to adjust as you see the white shirt buttoned up and the signature red suit coat. The kind of salt and pepper, dark hair, slicked back, sharp, angular features. Very Russian-looking gentleman. He's got some scruff, a bit of salt and pepper, beard and mustache, akin to your own, but very immaculately well trimmed.
You mean
much
mine?
like your own.
I think he's talking about this salt and pepper right here.
Oh, not Ume's. I was going to say.
That's what they're talking. That's what she's
different.
talking about. She's talking about this salt and pepper.
A little bit of a taper down into a point. Mm-hmm. As you see, you have just bumped into, supposedly, the man who runs Night City. Victor the Viper Kozlov. His two bodyguards close behind him as he looks at you.
I look up at him. Well, pardon me. I was about to say something rude, and then he said, "Excuse me." Oh, I am sorry. Very nice to meet a gentleman.
Enjoy
place
your
like
evening
this.
at the aftermath.
And you as well. Thank you.
And walks off. You guys watch. You can all make streetwise checks.
Wow. I was about to tell that guy to fuck off, but he actually ended up being rather polite. It's not often I get that. Usually they just try to pinch my butt.
Can I make a street deal check to see if I've dealt with this man before? Because
You have never dealt with this man. You have heard.
Okay.
You need to make a streetwise just to even know of him.
Rev got 21. I got 19.
17.
So
And a
you
fumble.
have all heard of him. He's pretty famous.
I think there's a detail that Nick left off on a 17.
It's a fumble.
Fumble, yeah.
And that one. So then you have no idea who this is.
Mm.
You've never heard of him. But
I'm
the
just
rest
drunk.
of you recognize this is the guy, the person, the kingpin of Night City. Supposedly, he controls every fixer. He's behind every deal. He's the middleman between the street and the corporations, and nothing happens in Night City without his no-so.
So forgive me, everyone, but as like Ume is sort of being like, Bard's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" Hex, just like very loudly.
Ume takes a look at you and says, "So what? I'm Ume. Who are you?"
Oh, my bad. Meet my charming friend, Bard. You are actually charming, Reverend.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not sure "charming friend" is the proper word, but I am her friend, I believe.
No fucking god.
At least by her approximation. Friend's an interesting word, isn't it?
A friend of a friend.
And
No,
this is
just a
Ume,
friend.
the beautiful Ume. She used to be the front woman for Neon Pulse.
Used to.
Let's
What
not
happened?
let's not talk about Neon Pulse.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Ume. Is it still sensitive?
Very.
Okay.
Oh. Did you lose your band?
We had creative differences, yes.
Oh,
like
I'm
I
so
said,
sorry to hear
I didn't
that.
want to talk about it.
I'm
sorry.
Thank you for bringing it up. After I just said I didn't want to talk about it. I can see where
I
the
told you.
charming part
Yes.
definitely does not come in.
Well, I was
I'm
being
sure
sarcastic.
I'm sure they will turn up if you lost them, right? You can always find them. Just look in the nooks and crannies, the various bars that rockers hang out
Were you
in.
expecting me to work with this asshole?
I mean,
As you guys are
Reverend-
standing in a hall, you can see these great sort of LED digital screens kind of set up at angles, flames dancing across them. Whole place is lit up orange, looks like a passageway through the inferno. The large doors opening, you can hear the tremendous music pounding away on the inside, the people chattering, even through the door. You can spot several go-go dancers of every gender dancing in a few of the cages, and the huge hologram displayed up in the center of the circular room. You can see the dance floor in the back. As you guys are kind of standing in the hall, people are still, like, a couple people are making their way past you on their way out. A couple people still waiting to get in, like, looking at you.
Oh, I move in.
As the
I'm just
gentleman
insulting people on the
that-
way.
that Ume bumped into is walking away. A
Oh,
sense of good fortune washes across the three of you that knew that recognized him. As
would I know him by name? Like, would we recognize his name?
you know the name,
Yeah.
Okay.
you guys all
gotcha.
rolled well enough to know the name
Okay, so
and know who he is.
I
gotcha.
believe I botched.
This is Victor Viper Kozlov, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kozlov.
Got you.
I was waiting for Nick to say that Bard was a private detective after he just said he didn't know one of the most famous people in Night City.
I mean, again, he's drunk and
Yeah,
like
but
tired,
he's also
so-
kind
So,
of like.
hey, it didn't come up. It didn't come up, so we're good, right? We're good. Ume will try to work her way towards a table. She's never performed at the Afterlife. Neon Pulse was never that big of a band. But she's trying to get. But she's been to the Afterlife before, so she's going to try to make her way to a table, probably in some quiet corner somewhere that she knows is usually empty, away from the main action.
I will immediately walk up to the bar if I can.
All right.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Fedora Man. I'm going to buy you. I'll buy the first round.
Fedora Man, you know, actually, there's a daughter of a client who owes me who calls me Hat Man. So, congratulations, you've revealed your age. And I
Oh.
go up to the bar.
All right.
I don't have to like him, do I, Hex?
I mean, no. You clearly don't have to like him.
You would get
Good.
the sense if you made a human perception check. By the way, he's not actually trying to insult you. He's just
No,
he's just
you don't
observing.
understand.
He's
I
a
don't
bit
care
obtuse.
what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
As Bard just wanders off to the bar, Reverend pats Ume on the back. I apologize for him. He's an asshole. Then when he's drunk, he's well, he's something else.
And who are you?
Old friend of his. He called me for this.
Okay,
Name's Reverend.
Ume. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Parsi, should we take a moment to describe ourselves? Because I don't think we've done that.
I
yet.
was gonna wait till you guys all sit down
Yeah,
at the
I'm
table
gonna-
and
okay.
have drinks.
I was gonna say I will spend the eddies to buy 4 wells, just whiskey, right? Go up and do this, which is I believe the universal signal for 4 of your crappiest well drinks that'll just get us drunk, but not actually be good. So
30 eddies.
30 eddies for 4 well drinks.
It is the
God.
afterlife.
I was gonna say,
You-
like, I get why this is called the afterlife. I think I just had a heart attack. All right, and I and I hand over the money.
Cheapest drink at the best place in town.
Pretty much.
It's like he hands over the money. You see him kind of like eyeing the drinks, and like if anybody's like, this better be a fucking amazing well drink, or I'm going to be very disappointed. That's it. Just
Actually, Frosty, is my eyes correct? Is this table way up here near the dance floor open?
Your eyes are correct.
I immediately go towards that near the dance floor.
All right.
I bring the drinks over to the table once I see. Well, actually, do I even see Ume go there? This club is loud. Do I have to make an awareness check to know what the fuck she went, or am I just walking
You guys
around?
can follow each other. You can see all walks of life. You can spot some voodoo boys, some brainiacs, some edge runners. You spot a couple of the El Ducado nomads. You can spot a couple of bored up people. There's a couple of military types doing the shepherd shuffle. There's an empty band stage up to the northwest side. Up on the far left, you can actually see a large balcony with a plush cushion kind of and glass barrier that's just sort of a rim, and a woman with her arm kind of hanging over in a pink mohawk, kind of looking over and observing the crowd, seemingly in a rather significant and hanging out in the VIP booth. Those of you who have been to the Afterlife before know that they also have private dancers available in back rooms. And they put on live shows and music, dance floor. They've got DJs. Drinks are a bit expensive, but this is the place to be in Night City. This is where people who made it big got their start. This is where they make drinks named after legends. This is home to some of the most famous people in all of Night City. And sometimes, if you're lucky enough, you'll get to catch a glimpse of one of them. Fixers like to hang out here because everyone who wants to be anybody in Night City usually tries to hit up and find a fixer at the Afterlife. Those of you who are fixers have run the course. You know the gamut. This place is the real deal. You can find what you're looking for, but it might cost you. As you all settle into the plush leather table or chairs around a slick, white, polished LED table that lights up much like a Tron display, that lights pulsing and blaring all kinds of different colors, laser show going on all around, the holograms looming as the heavy industrial synth wave music rips through the club.
Do I know the band?
It's one that you've heard of. It's a little bit older.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Old 90s.
Yeah, hey, nothing wrong with that.
But you can make up whatever random name.
It's all right. Don't worry about it right now.
You definitely
okay.
recognize it.
Yeah, more for the atmosphere. So like, oh yeah, I know this band. Yeah, they're all right.
I see you know this band, so I presume that you're part of the musical scene. What's your band's name? Oh, never mind. Sorry, remembered just now.
Are you
Tell me.
Are you trying to be an asshole, or is this your idea of flirting?
Actually, I literally did just forget as Nick that you had already told me what your band name was. Bard is very not interested in music of any kind.
Yeah,
he does not
yes.
remember. Right, but you're a musical scene, so what do you think of this music? Is it good or bad?
It's
or
a solid
in between?
band. It's been around since the 90s. It's no, never huge, but certainly big enough to play here. I never got to play here. So,
in your estimation, is the length of time a band stays around for a true indication of its success?
if a band doesn't have the fan base to support it, then yes, I would say that them being able to survive off of what meager scraps they earn from whatever diehard fans they get is a measure of success. Yes.
I didn't mean success. I meant skill. That was my slip of the tongue. But I appreciate your answer. It applies anyway.
Yeah. Skill has nothing to do with success.
Don't tell him.
Really, you have to have skill. You have to have some skill to get success.
All right.
Oh my God.
Guarantee you success.
As you guys are arguing, please take
I
a
look
moment.
at Reverend and roll my eyes. At
Reverend,
this
will you
too.
please describe your character?
Only thing you can tell from Reverend, he's a tall man. He has a hooded trench coat on that goes down to his knees. And he has a mask, so you can't actually see his face or any details about him. But he has plenty of bags strapped around him. Some medical, some with screwdrivers and tools sticking out of them. But unlike the others, he's very quiet, just watching this shit show before it starts.
It's the pre-show.
Yeah.
All right. Ume, will you please describe your character?
Sure. Ume is a woman of, from what you can tell, Asian heritage. She's got a bright blue mohawk that goes right down the middle of her head, but it kind of like folds over slightly, so it's not like a straight up mohawk. She's got bright red lipstick, really kind of like really like immaculately done makeup. Have you ever seen like some of those people who do like that incredibly perfect makeup? It's like all done to like very fine detail. She's got this sort of blouse that is largely see-through with like she's got like a bit of an under bra that's visible through it and it glows blue. She's got a black leather jacket she wears over that. She's got like a mini skirt that she wears that's black and latex kind of material. She's got these black sort of tights that go all the way down. She wears these high heels. Everything that you see that she's wearing is very like it looks like kind of like a kind of street, but at the same time though it's all cut in such precision and in such styling, and it fits her perfectly. And it's pretty obvious that whatever it is, it's really good quality. It doesn't quite look like anything you like would see like at a regular like department store off the shelf. It looks something different from that. And there's like blue LEDs along like the seams of her black leather jacket. And she has an appearance of 10 out of 10 on the character sheet, so she is stunningly beautiful.
All right. Hex, please hit us with a great description.
Absolutely. My character, Hex, she is shockingly pale. About 27 years old, about 5'6", with long, wavy, seafoam green hair and hazelnut eyes. She typically wears black gothic biker leathers with combat boots and sports a hardened like a hat when she's gunfighting. Hex's signature look consists of heavy kohl eyeliner, black lipstick, and an array of grayscale tattoos that are dominantly covered up, but if you were to see them, they would be depictions illustrating the myth of Pandora, which is the beautiful maiden from Greek mythology, who unleashed woe upon the world.
But kept hope.
Yes.
Well, that's according to God of War.
Last but not
the
least,
actual...
Bard.
Yeah, Bard is a ruggedly handsome man. He's got sort of not 5 o'clock shadow, but a short beard. Black fedora. He's got 2 green eyes that seem to dart around the room constantly as if pulling in information. Like he's never looking in the same place for more than a couple of seconds. He constantly seems a little bit lost in thought. He's very well built, actually. Like he takes off his trench coat for a second and you could see that there's the musculature underneath his shirt is impressive, if nothing else. On his face, you can see burn marks around his eyes, and if you look down, and anybody with a good enough awareness would see that there's also the same sort of burns around the joint connecting his shoulder to his right arm. And as he's sitting there, he's just sort of looking and looks at Reverend and like pulls something from the cigarette and, so you got sacked, huh? As he's been like staring around and taking in information about the party.
Reverend just slowly turns his head towards him.
And you say this guy is your friend?
No, I'm observing.
I never said he was a friend.
I
said I know him.
Look,
I stand corrected.
Look at the way he's holding his drink. It's tossed to the side. He's contemplating the liquor in it as if he's thinking about the way his life has gone. Also, not to mention the fact that I called him during work hours and he picked up the phone, agreed to a job. This man had a position on trauma team.
Reverend looks down at
Ooh,
the
which
table.
one? I think they're both kind of grumpy.
And I look at Hex and like, by the way, Hex, I'm quite interested. You were in the combat zone and with the drug dealer, but you didn't even partake. You have the clear indications on your jacket. Like
you would need to make an awareness notice to notice that stuff.
I did. 25.
Also,
You got a 24.
I just
Okay.
want to say, Reverend would look down at the table, notice he doesn't have a drink. Bard has 2 drinks in front of him.
You know. That's
Yeah,
like,
let me know if you're rolling.
I did. I did.
Oh, sorry, I
but
couldn't hear.
Yeah, like it's multiple. But yeah, and I look at Hex and like, he has the powder on your jacket. Not to mention the fact that you do smell of residue from the combat zone, sort of the powder and explosive smell walking through. Wow, you came all the way here from the combat zone. Interesting. You must really. Well, I guess we're all desperate, aren't we? Because I'm here, like, look at me, you know, just barely out of a bottle and back into one. And I take another drink, and so we're all well acquainted now.
Do me next. Do me next.
yeah.
Please, no.
I look at
he's
Ume,
gonna
okay.
keep going.
Okay, hold on.
Great
I'm gonna
party
make another.
trick, Bard.
That's right.
He's gonna make
Way to break
another.
the
I
boundaries.
put my hand on my
Yeah,
shoulder,
make-
sort of mock
Make
interest.
a
Ooh.
make an awareness notice.
Okay. 21.
Nice.
Ume, what would that?
Yeah, well, obviously, you notice. You probably notice that even though you may not be a fashion person, you probably recognize that it is actually indeed really expensive clothing she's wearing.
Mhm.
But you might notice the additional detail that she looks a bit thin, not necessarily in the like in a way, but like maybe she has been eating. At first, you might think, oh, that might be because she's maybe as a model of some sort and is maybe not eating well. But then you're like, oh wait, no,
No. Okay, I have
it's
exactly
not.
what to
It's
say.
not intentional.
I look at her, look her up and down. I know you're dressed in the highest fashions, probably very expensive, and that you're thin, probably because you've been eating kibble for so long. You can also smell it on your breath. Given that, and the fact that you seem to be a rock girl who mentioned that you lost your band recently, I can only assume you're unemployed. Whether you're unemployed because of skill or simply because you pissed somebody off, I can't know. All I can say is that, again, we are all here because we do seem to have hit rock bottom, and we are looking to claw our way out.
I can
Is that
see.
about accurate?
I can see why I have to put up with this asshole now.
Yeah, see, okay, I knew he would be handy.
He has his uses. That's obvious at this point. Yes.
Yeah, very true.
Hey, look, yeah, it's a great party trick. Don't ask me to do it with corpos or anything like that. They do get a little pissed off when I tell them that their spouse is cheating on them without actually asking me to pay for that information.
Oh, and I'm sure only corpos have that problem.
Yes,
I'm
those
sure
are the only
everybody else is
people
fine
you
with the
piss
bullshit
off,
that you
Bard.
pull out.
Actually, they're more concerned with the truth that I pull out. The bullshit they can stand. The truth that does piss them off.
Sometimes the truth is fairly bullshitty, if you ask me.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, Hex and I had been talking a while back about doing some work. I spent some time. I can shoot a gun. I know a few things about that. I'm no expert, but I can hold my own. So I figured, we'll try to get something together. Maybe see if I can't. Maybe talk to Hex. Maybe we'd get a crew. She mentioned she knew you. Don't remember her mentioning Reverend, but that's
Reverend
cool.
is
That
Reverend's
sounds
an old
about
friend of
right.
mine.
He likes to not add details.
Well, I know Hex has like some really good tech skills. You're obviously somebody of an observer of details, I'm guessing. I run Uncolored Truth Investigations, a private investigative agency. I also do just tend to know a lot of things. Oh wait, you're a private investigator. You did not recognize one of the most powerful men in Night City. That's very interesting.
Interesting.
He's also not entirely sober.
I'll blame the booze because you clearly are observant.
I nod at that. I mean, it could just be that he's changed his haircut. What do I know? But I also don't interact with the most powerful. I interact with the most needy. Power doesn't really concern me as much as those who actually need my assistance.
Ooh, an altruist. What about
Pretty
you,
much.
Reverend? What do you do?
Wait. Sorry, you were asking for skills. I also do need to mention, just in case it's relevant, I'm very good with a sword. That's it.
Great. Good to know, yeah.
Nobody needs to do what you do in your off time, Bard.
No, I did not say I was good
Whose sword are you good with?
I didn't say I was good with a
His
dagger.
own.
I said I was good with a sword. All right, I'm not that
I
arrogant.
didn't say it was your sword you were good with.
Nobody
did.
has a sword. Euphemistically, there is nobody
so
who has
you're the one
a
with the dagger and somebody else has the sword?
I'm just saying
I'm
genitalia
guessing
wise.
it's just a switchblade.
I'm just saying genitalia wise, nobody has a sword. That would be
Who
at
said
least
anything about
3
a
feet long.
genitalia? God, we're with a pervert here.
Again,
I was going with what your clear implication was.
Bard, use those powers
Excuse
of
him.
observation. Read the room.
Oh, this is awkward because you tried to make a joke and you didn't like somebody actually extending it to its full conclusion. Pun not
Really?
intended. Actually, pun totally intended.
Or
Oh my God.
maybe,
Just double the fuck
maybe
down.
you just fell right into the joke and opened yourself up for it.
True, could be.
Anyway, Reverend, I never heard what you did.
I'm a medic. I'm very good at patching idiots up, as he points at Bard.
We're gonna need it.
And he like shrugs his arm out of his trench and points to where like you see the sort of lines of cyberware on it.
Did you do that?
No, I did not.
Okay, I meant the patching up, not the removal of the arm.
Oh,
No, he did the patching up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. So yeah, okay. All right. So we got what? We got myself, who I'm sure has skills. We got our
what are they
techie.
again, by the way? Because you didn't really elaborate
Well,
those.
believe it or not, I'm actually quite good with people.
I don't
All right,
know
I
if
don't,
I believe
but
it.
yeah. I'm gonna take option 2. But then again, I will admit I don't have evidence. All I have is us, and I know that I'm not exactly a good example. Neither is Reverend. And
Well,
Vex
to be
has
perfectly
her
honest, I
foibles.
wasn't exactly trying to win any of you over. So
And that you wanted to meet with us for a job. That doesn't necessarily imply that you have good business skills.
I mean, it's
Ah,
Night City.
well.
Do you have to always like everyone you fucking work with? We
No,
have
no, I know.
skills that
I'm
help
sorry.
each other. Let's
I'm sorry,
do
I
the
am-
job.
I like you, Hex.
I like you too, Ume.
There we go.
I am-
All right.
I am playing devil's advocate and poking holes in arguments, not actually trying to denigrate anyone. Again, I wouldn't be here if I didn't hate myself and was at complete rock bottom. So this is all a little bit of an academic exercise.
This has been all good and fun, and I've really enjoyed making fun of your fedora. Because seriously, and of course I know what a fedora is. I have some basic knowledge of fashion. But in all
Look her up and
honesty,
down. Mhm.
but in all honesty, we do actually have to do some work, and you all are all both. I know Hex is very skilled. You're both very skilled in what you do, so I think we can really do it. We just need to find a fixer, and you're a private eye. Do you know anybody who might be offering work?
Can I look around the place, Frosty, with my combined street deal, streetwise, and awareness, and look for somebody who may be scouting the area for people to hire?
Make an awareness notice check for me.
All right, I am going to add 3 points of luck to this.
I
'cause
might know
why not?
someone.
Kane over here, like, I got told
29.
because there's a
As Bard
job.
just looks around smoking a cigarette.
So the thing that you notice is there's a few people interacting with some obvious fixer types, dealing, looks like they're making some cut, but it doesn't look like anyone's really taking jobs for anything. But the thing that stands out is the pink mohawked-haired woman up in the VIP lounge is watching each of the different groups as they move through the bar. Eyes dead. Like, as you catch them, it's like staring at you catch like a predator's glimpse, and it sends a shiver through you as they just coldly stalking prey through the crowd, observing until they lock eyes with you.
I tip my unfashionable fedora to them and motion a hand down and then a hand up, as in, do you want to come down or should we come up?
She just kind of looks and seems to be sizing you up. Make for me a cool check.
Do I get to add my intimidation to this by any chance, given that that's something I'm very good at, and I can just stare at her?
No, this is just...
Straight cool?
Yeah.
I was going to use luck, but it didn't let me do that. Can I... How do I do that with luck, by the way? Because I
You just say that you're spending it and add.
No, but like I was...
When you do an attribute, it doesn't give you a modifier.
It doesn't give you a modifier, so you just have to...
Okay,
you have to add it afterwards.
So
can
I please roll again and say 2? Because that's what I was going to spend, because I really want to actually get her to like look at us properly.
Well, you got to spend the luck before you roll.
I know, but that's what I was saying. I was going to say I spent 2 luck, but
he wanted to spend the luck, but it wouldn't
I'll
let him.
allow
So
I'll
can
allow
you?
Okay.
Add it into the modifier.
So 16.
Oh, okay. You see her gesture to someone, and he starts to like nods, makes his way, and you see him head down to the bar. And he watches the bartender starts to make a couple of drinks. And you watch as the bartender puts little gummy fishes in a blue drink. In a martini glass.
Do I know anything about this drink? Can I make an education check to see if this has crossed my purview before?
Education for this, really?
Yeah.
I mean, Bard reads a lot of random shit, right? Like he's not a PhD.
Education guide.
Pretty much, actually. Like again, he got thrown out of college, so you know.
Can I roll a mixology roll, which
Sure.
I don't have
Sure.
any points in?
Sure. You can roll an expert mixology.
Yeah.
I fumbled so
I
many
got an
times.
18 on my expert mythology.
Mixology, not mythology.
Mixology.
Although it
Yes,
could be
right.
mythology.
Oh boy.
Hey,
that
I was told to ask for rolls as often as possible in this
Could
game.
that be
You
like
should,
a
because that's how you
streetwise?
that's how you get IP. So you
So,
should, yeah.
Bard,
Looks good.
you're pretty convinced that it's some kind of martini because of the glass.
Ah, yes, indeed. The contours of the glass do indicate this is a martini, so it should have tequila, vodka, and or gin, but also with olives. There are no olives, but there is a worm. The worm is the olive. Interesting. That's a philosophical conundrum.
And what did I get?
Ume, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 18.
An 18. It's basically a BMF with...
You'll have to tell me what a BMF is.
Oh, I actually don't know what's in a BMF off the top of my head. But you would know. You would definitely know. But it's garnished with a gummy fish.
All right. I actually can't. Google's not telling me what's in a BMF. Oh, that's because I put BFM.
See, I know what's in a BMF, but Bard does not. He did not
Yeah,
put it
so
back in
so
the
I
store.
I look over at Bard. I say, well, you need to work on your mixed drink some, because that's got like curacao and vodka in it, and maybe some 7-Up.
I don't think I said anything, but sure.
So
I don't know,
the
there's a lot of
bartender brings the 4 glasses and sets them down. Compliments of Mrs. Bruce. Miss Bruce. She's looking forward to speaking to you. And Hex, you recognize your friendly bartender.
I think
You're on mute again.
again.
Oh shit. Lloyd, how's it going,
Yep.
my man?
Oh, quite well. Although, I dare say, if you're going to be getting in league with Bruce, do be careful.
Why do you say that?
Yeah.
She doesn't like it when people disappoint or cross her.
Perhaps
Oh.
give us a bit of an perhaps
Paying
give
well
us a
works
bit
for
of an
me.
give us a bit of an example of what happens if we do. I say trying to use persuasion.
Oh, all kinds of stories that would be unsightly for a bartender to share.
Oh,
I
but
would rather
they're
not
gonna
hear
confidant.
those stories, personally.
It
Well, I
might
don't
color
dare
our
go up.
judgment.
And you can tell me the stories because I think information is power always.
I think I will start heading over towards Bruce. Lloyd, would that be okay? Do you think?
Oh, I think she's expecting you.
Very good.
I'm still sitting there asking Lloyd for a single story of how Bruce fucked over people, trying to persuade him to give me some information.
Bart, isn't this what got you kicked
Make a
out of
persuasion
school?
fast talk.
21.
I think it's better for you to find out. Personally.
I can appreciate the mystery at the very least.
Let's just not disappoint her, Bard. How about that?
But I look up at Hex and as I'm walking, but I habitually disappoint everybody, including myself. So that's going to be
Oh
a
my
difficult
god,
proposition.
get over yourself, you depressing asshole. Come on. I'm dragging him towards Bruce.
Alright, as you
You
guys
don't
make
need
your
to-
way towards the entrance to the VIP lounge, you see two guys dressed up with like fins, like plastic fins for mohawks cybered into their heads. And they've got a whole bunch of piercings in their ear, and their faces are a little stretched and beaten and worn, and they've got like bondage chest gear straps around their chest and torso with tight leather pants, and they got little fish hook snake bites in their mouth as they kind of nod and let you past as you walk up the stairs.
Yeah, this is where my token is. That's the entrance, sort of over here on the left side of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yep, I'll head up the stairs.
And the stairs twist around and eventually land up. As you guys make your way through the little door on the landing, see the woman there, sort of wearing a short skirt with fishnets all the way down her legs and nice heels, dressed very well. Pale skin as it rides up. She's got a tank top on, just white wife beater kind of shirt with a leather jacket. She has a pink shark fin shaped mohawk. Her features are a little curvy and soft, but there's something different about the lower part of her face and the angularness of her features. Her eyes kind of shimmer and kind of cold, dead fish eyes staring back at you. You can see the gills on the side of her neck, the implants for the gills, twitching. Dark makeup around the eyes, kind of pinkish lipstick. As she gives a wide grin, you watch her cheeks begin to split open along the back length of her jaw as row after row of razor-sharp metal teeth twist into a grinning smile, ear to ear.
I'd like to make a roll not to look creeped out.
That would be a resist torture drugs.
All right.
I would like to make a roll to see anything about this person that I would find interesting or useful with another awareness as I'm trying to observe who she is.
I got a 19 not to be creeped out. Am I creeped out? Oh, no. Do I appear creeped out?
You do not appear creeped out, but you did get below. You can. There is a predatoriness to her. That just sends that shiver up the spine.
I am freaked out, but you're saying that maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm not
You
showing
did
it
well
though.
enough not to show, but not well enough to not.
All right, so not a success, but I'll call it not a fumble at the same time.
Should we all make that? But also,
Yes.
I would like to make an awareness to try and actually deduce some things about her.
Okay,
if I can.
yeah. Make the awareness notice first, but and then all of you make the resist torture drugs.
All right.
So that's a 31. And resist torture drugs.
Nope, that's
22.
Resist torture drugs was 22.
For me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the awareness was 31.
So you're not freaked out. You keep calm. There's definitely an edge to her. You know she means business. This is someone who has killed, will kill, and has no problems with killing. But it doesn't. There's nothing. You've seen exotic cyberware before. Not quite in this arrangement. And there's definitely a theme going on.
Shark theme. Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
you're not freaked out. Hex, what was your roll?
14.
You are visibly creeped. And
weird.
feeling that, like, deer in
It
headlight.
not me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rev?
Mine was 15, but
So that's enough not to show, but you can feel the.
yeah, and I have a mask, so it's okay. It's on my face.
Bard, you said your roll for was a 30?
Awareness was 31.
A crit, right?
No.
No, just luck. The 3 luck and the image enhancement. Actually, I'm figuring spend the luck now because it doesn't seem like we're gonna also, she seems important. I want to know who the fuck this is.
So, first thing you notice, she's very lean, well built, athletic, definitely a swimmer. The gills are not cyber gills; they're organic gills. Bio.
So they're a
They're
bio.
wetware.
Gotcha.
Which means very expensive, high end. The eyes are clearly cybernetic and well enhanced. So are the teeth. An interesting thing that you notice is a little bit of blood that tints the color of one of her lips. And she has very good talent with her tongue as she traces them across her tongue across her teeth without slicing it open. Sort of licking her lips hungrily at each of you. You notice that she has a heavy Colt AMT 2000 pistol set just beneath her ass. Very quick to get. And she does not seem afraid of any of you. With that check, you would notice the slight sheen, and you're not entirely sure if it was custom of her skin weave to give her skin a somewhat shark scale-like appearance or texture. And definitely looks like she's been worked on several bits. You can't tell. She's obviously got neural wear of some kind, just judging from the implants and chip sockets. But you're not seeing any current. The patch is sealed, so you're not seeing anything current. She looks like she's got plenty of money, and seems to be sizing you up. And make a human perception check.
All of us, or just Nick as he
Bard because of the awareness.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I will spend 2 luck on this.
Remember, we have to spend. Oh, okay. No,
I know.
I'm sorry. I saw Hex's roll.
So that's 9 luck you
25.
spent, I think.
Yep. No, I know. I know what I'm down to.
Okay, just checking.
It's gonna be great when we get a combat at the end of this, and you're fumbling every roll.
Sure, but whatever. I'm an investigator, not a combat person.
Fair
What
enough.
was your human
You are
perception?
spending it.
25.
25. She looks like the cat that got the canary kind of grin. Like she's found exactly what she's looking for.
So first of all, with these high checks and given all this information, do I get any additional IP or just the 3 successes? Just for
Just
our
the
audience
3.
and for
just
us?
the 3.
Okay.
And just because you crit doesn't mean it. The only time you get more is if I personally award it because it's something.
No.
I'm explaining for the audience. And if you do something that the whole group or I myself find really cool, or if the audience finds cool, and if it saves lives or comes in critical, niche, that critical moment for the mission.
Frosty, are you implying that if the people watching the stream happen to see something they think is really cool and worth extra IP, they should be yelling in the chat for us to be awarding extra IP.
I am
should.
saying that.
All right. Audience engagement, ladies and gentlemen. Audience engagement.
As soon as I can figure out how to
boy.
do the bits, I'll work that
As
in.
can I just say, as Bard like smokes his last of his cigarette, like throws it down and like stamps it into the ground. All right, so you clearly have the people you wanted here. You're not lacking for money. You do seem to have not only a bunch of custom wear, bioware, cyberware, but also just the general nonchalance with regard to the afterlife. Moreover, it does seem that you really do think, based on who we are and what we're talking to you about, that you have us in your back pocket, which may not be an inaccurate observation. So I guess my biggest question is, who are you and what do you want?
Ume lets Bart finish, walks up with her drink, sits down, crosses her legs, looks over at this person with the drink in hand, says, "Thank you very much for the drink."
I see we've got a little tuna fish with some manners.
He gave me cheap whiskey.
I see. Well, he does seem to be a bit observant. He doesn't seem to have an elevator that goes all the way to the top.
I didn't say he wasn't observant. I'm just saying he's cheap.
But he's not wrong. You see, I know the desperate types. I'm looking at all of you. You got that kibble-fed look to each of you. You know, you're walking around, saw you looking at all the fixes. Hell, even saw you bump into Kozlov over there. I'm thinking you guys are one of those fresh bait tossed into the ocean types, right? Just swimming around, hoping nobody notices, looking around to see what's in the... But you see, you're used to kind of your small pond thinking, and now you're out here in the big ocean. So I'll tell you what. Before I give you the bait and hook and reel you in for the big jobs, why don't I ask, just how bad is it for all of you? Because I just so happen to have quite the job for all of you.
Well, I cannot speak for the others, but if you're paying, I'm interested.
That's all it takes. Wow, cheap date.
Like you said, I had to pawn my guitar last week, and I am desperate to buy another one.
Oh, poor baby. You never part with something so dear.
I wouldn't if... Well, the only other thing I had left were these clothes, and I am not parting with those.
Nor would I. Now, Mr. What did you say your name was? Smarty Pants.
Oh, me. I'm Bard. Nice to meet you. What was your name? I didn't get it, by the way.
You can call me Bruce. And she
I
grins.
can call you Bruce. Does that mean your name is Bruce? That's just like what you're giving me permission to call you. These are important to establish in relationships.
Let's start with the latter, and you can find out about the former later.
That's totally fine by me. I just had to clarify because again, I need the information. Information is very important.
As a PI, have you dealt with like people who like in these kind of lines of work? They usually don't like it when you ask their real name.
That's why I asked if that was her real name or what I should call her.
Well, if they tell you this is what I want you to call by, shouldn't you just stick with that?
No,
Some people
it's
do.
all right.
Some people do tell me their real name. Again, it helps me to deduce the kind of person I'm dealing with if they give me their real name or their street name, right? Like this is not a disrespect thing. It's simply me trying to gather information about the kind of person I'm interacting with. And so now I have information about Bruce. Nice to meet you.
I'm sorry I asked.
Let me let you in on a little secret there, kid. Some information, you lose your hand.
I raise my cyber arm and
I think
clap
I
the
like
metal
her.
and say, I know. On the other hand, you were asking where I was at, and yes, well, not only am I a bit destitute with respect to finances, but I'm bored.
Well,
Boredom is worse than poor. That is very true.
Honestly, I still have my detective agency, but I haven't taken clients in a while because I've been too drunk.
the
and
bait
bored to do so.
that I'm gonna reel you in with is to let all of you know that while you might be fresh blood in the water, I'm willing to offer 10K for this job. You can divide it however you want, but I bet that's more than most of you, even if you split it, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 ways? What? That's most of you make in a month?
A
And
bit
it's a 1 week
less,
job.
but
So there's the bait. You
are
interested?
you sure you're?
I still am.
All right. The hook is you're going to be dancing with NCPD.
I dance with NCPD.
But here's the catch. You see, they got it in their big heads that they want to do this whole fancy-dancy training exercises, that their whole department ain't quite up to snuff when it comes to rescuing damsels in distress and all that. So, they've got this whole plan to have a whole bunch of gunks like yourselves pretend to kidnap a VIP target. I got it all set up. It's a little stupid dummy thing you can float around. It has a little blinker on it. It's nothing. You don't even have to worry about it. Take it out to an old abandoned oil rig. Head on out there. You get a week to set up. After a week, they're going to show up, try and assault the oil rig, and rescue their poor old dummy. Now, 10K just for doing the job tells me how serious you are, and I get to see how good you are in a fight. That way I know if you can handle tougher situations, because I got a few things up the pipeline. But I'll tell you what, you win. And I'll throw in an extra 2K. There's a catch, though. And there always is. They ain't going to be happy with any lethal weapons found, so you got to take these specialized paintball weapons. Don't worry, they've been provided.
I'm assuming they will have paintball weapons.
Of course.
Now, are we allowed to
Well,
bring?
they are NCPD. They will be bringing live weapons as well, just in case
Yeah,
you
but they
decide
won't-
to get frisky. But they won't.
Well, they
using
won't
them.
use it against us, yeah.
Are we permitted to bring live weapons? Permitted that we stash them in an appropriate area. And by live weapons, I mean a metal sword, not a gun with ammo.
Hey, you want to take it up with NCPD? That's up to you. As long as you get the job done, I don't care what happens to you afterward, unless you continue to be useful. And believe me, I'm hoping you continue to be useful, because I got a feeling, I can smell it, that you're going to be swimming right into those deep waters, and we're going to make a fortune together. I've been looking for a new crew. I got plans that I'm working on. And, I need to find just the right types. I already got a solo online for the job. He's in, hook, line, and sinker. He's already over at the boats, just waiting at the docks for the rest of the crew. Supposed to be leaving in the next 2 days.
Okay.
You said we're gonna be dancing with NCPD. What does that mean?
It means they're going to hit that oil rig with you guys on it like it's an old ex.
Gotcha.
Running through trying to get that hostage rescued.
Who's the hostage?
The doll.
It's a training
Precisely.
exercise.
Right. No, I know. I'm sorry. I forgot if it was a real person or a doll. Those things tend to blur in this world. But, interesting.
I mean,
And hey, you do well. I got a job lined up that pays 20K.
Well, I could certainly
What's
use
the
the money.
interest in the doll?
I don't know. They got a fetish for it or something. It's important to them.
I wanted, yeah, I was asking because I wanted to make sure that they didn't have some
No,
sort of
no.
weird.
What? You want to play the dummy part? No, of course. It's just a freaking dummy that they're supposed to be trying to rescue here.
I could play the dummy part.
I can tell.
You said it.
I'm fine with this. I will text Rachel as we're like doing this. By the way,
Now that you're in and we got an agreement, don't fuck it up. And she grins.
As I look at her and I say, "No promises," and
He's got to work on his bedside manner.
that's not bedside.
You know what, kid? I like you. You got guts. You got blood, bones. Heck! I'm just gonna eat you. You look like you taste good.
I actually,
Maybe not
as
now.
I try to move away a bit.
Later,
I actually
though.
don't taste
I'm
good.
sure.
I've been told I taste like old moldy cheese and a little bit of regret. Some cigarettes.
Don't forget about stale booze as well. Or is that only the smell?
It's a smell, not
He
the taste.
tastes like stale scotch and sorrow.
Yeah, but I love Hex. I love that alliteration for we do taste of stale scotch and sorrow in this sublime and yet subliminal messaging.
Oh
that
God,
does
he's going
make
into
us-
it again.
Sorry. I do that occasionally. Yeah, we'll meet there at the docks.
Here's the dock number, and she pulls out a card. Head on there. As soon as you're there, once you get to the oil rig, activate the dummy. And I mean as soon as you get there.
Okay.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
seems important.
And I will
Once we
text
get to
Rachel
the dock,
with
or
the
once we get
details
to
of
the
the
testing
job.
grounds?
Once you
The
get
dock.
to the oil rig.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I text Rachel with the details of the job and say, is this legit at the end of it? Right? Like NCPD testing an oil rig combat training thing with
Roll your luck.
Which is rolling a d10 and trying to get under your luck. So don't do the...
No, not for the street contacts. It's his current
okay,
luck
so-
rating, which is 1 plus a d10.
I'm still going to spend my last luck on this so I don't botch it.
You can't. Then your luck is
Not
0.
on
Then your luck is 0 and you're rolling a d10.
Yeah.
9. That's an 8 still. And she is often available, so she would respond to that.
So she
Fixer wise, that's
yeah. Do you have any idea what time it is? I'm off duty tonight. What do you need?
No, I was trying to take your advice about getting off my ass, and there is a training exercise on an oil rig with NCPD. Is this legit, or am I about to get myself killed? Because, again, if it's not, fine, but I do need a cat sitter at some point in time. Also, I would like to say goodbye if I was going to die out there, but that's just me.
I mean, I haven't. It's not my department, but I'm not hot. I'm not max tac. I'm homicide. What's the idea behind it?
Training in CPD to respond to immediate threats or hostage situation, I think.
Sorry, I haven't heard anything.
No, it's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean.
It doesn't mean it's not. It could be. Could be some kind of training exercises. Max Tac does them all the time. SWAT, Spec Ops, different
Yeah, no, I know.
departments.
Sorry, you know I have trouble trusting people, so I'm just a little suspicious. But I figured I didn't mean to wake you up. Just go back to sleep. And,
Well, hey,
yeah,
look, if you're doing something with NCPD, things just said as long as you not shooting at them should be fine.
Hey, whenever you know me to shoot at anybody, I prefer to punch them or slash them. But either way, not going to actually do any damage.
Don't get yourself killed. And don't do anything
wouldn't-
stupid. Just because I said go out and get a job doesn't mean I said go out and.
Well, okay,
it's your business. It's your business. I don't want to know.
I wouldn't deprive you of the pleasure of mocking me again. So good night. Sorry, parting is such sweet sorrow. Nights, flights of angels sing to thy rest, and all of that shit. All right, good night. I hang up the phone.
Did you make that call in front of the rest of us?
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we are going to take a brief break.
Yes.
All right, everyone. So thank you for watching. We'll be right back after the break. All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Last we left off, you guys had just finished talking to Bruce as you were walking out of the office, having accepted her job to go down. You'd been given a dock number to go on a little card to head to as soon as you were ready. And she had said, not to bring live weapons or there could be problems with the NCPD. That there were equipment being provided. What do you guys do?
Are we at the dock now? Sorry.
No, you guys are still.
We just wrapped up?
You just stepped. You were saying you took a call. You called there as you guys were walking away from Bruce.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you guys are just heading away from Bruce.
I make sure to finish my good drink before we leave. And then I'll. I didn't bring with me in this case my gun, because my gun is a submachine gun. So I'm ready to head straight to the docks if y'all are.
Well, some of us may need to.
Yeah, because I was just in the combat zone, so I imagine I at least brought my pistol with me.
Yeah.
I do have my knives and my sword, not my pistol.
We may want to stow any weapons we have on us, either there or before we get dropped off.
Exactly.
Don't love being unarmed, but fine.
What's the worst that could happen?
Right.
We're gonna have to rely on that big fat brain of yours, Bart.
We could all be brutally murdered by, I don't know, NCPD who are using this as a testing ground to gather our corpses for the body bank, or...
You are far too much of a pessimist.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
The music's still blaring. Lights are going as you guys head out.
Yeah, heading out, I guess.
Making your way towards
I'm
the
gonna
street.
Yeah, I guess I'll go to the docks and just...
Well, I guess we're gonna have to go separate ways, because I'll have to go back to my apartment to stow my gun, and you probably do as well, Reverend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any guns. I'm gonna hope they let me bring a melee weapon on the off chance that it's not like I'm gonna pull it out.
Bard, I'd really suggest you either don't bring it or hide it.
Fine.
I know you want to bring your swords and knives.
Well, the knives are concealable, so
The pen is mightier than the sword?
It's actually really not. If you try and put a pen against the sword, the pen starts cutting it into... I'm gonna leave my sword.
Because you guys
in my
are
apartment.
hailing a cab pulls, you guys hail a cab. Or are you using your maglev chits?
Oh, I'm gonna use my maglev chit.
I'm
Yeah,
using
me
my
too.
maglev
Cheap.
chit.
Yeah.
Cheap, cheap.
Oh, okay. It would end up costing you, looking at those stops, heading around, for a couple of you. Ume, that would be 3 stops. Hex, 3 stops.
Okay.
Bard, that'd be 2 stops.
Okay.
And Reverend, we still need to work out where your house is. So.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
All right.
Reminding myself how much it is per stop.
It's like
25
15
cents each.
Oh, 25 cents. Yeah.
So,
All right.
it would then be, altogether, I'm going to say it takes you guys each about 5 stops to get to and from your houses and to the docks. It'd be closer for some of you to get from the bar to your house, but then from your house up towards the marina, it all equal out.
Gotcha.
Who is bringing weapons with them?
I am not.
Nope.
Reverend's not either.
Damn it! You all make me feel like an asshole. I do feel like, given my value that people are untrustworthy, I have to bring a knife at least.
I don't think that's what's making you feel like an asshole.
I mean,
So you guys
Right,
meet
well,
up on the edge of the marina. The flickering, a couple of flickering street lights line up as you guys are looking around. You can see the docks and a civilian sort of landing port, a small, like rich bay area. You can see the huge industrial section of the Northwest is the large Merino Bay bridge crosses the Lanyon into Westbrook. Crosses the little gulf that comes in. Lights are on. You make your way around, and Calpay, as they see you sitting in the boat, kind of prepping, the crates are in the back. Please describe your character as these 4 individuals began approaching.
Okay. Kind of pacing the dock, just sort of casually and restlessly, is a 6 foot or so, clearly African descent gentleman. He's got bleached dreads on the right side of his head. Small dreads, not big dreads, but bleached out so that they're fairly bright yellow. He is wearing a yellow and OD green jacket and black BDU pants, and just sort of looks like fairly oblivious to his surroundings, just kind of wandering near the keel of the boat. I would say, based on Bard's skill set, Bard would notice that it's clear that this person is paying sharp attention to the surroundings and deliberately playing it down. So he is aware of his surroundings, but he's deliberately making it look like he's kind of just sort of not paying attention. And he's walking back and forth and just sort of fidgeting with a butterfly knife, just opening and closing it, rolling it around his hand, and just using it like a fidget spinner. And as you guys get close, he does turn to engage you and just opens up with a bright smile. He has an interface plug behind his left ear and one on his wrist. He's got his bright yellow bleached dreads. On the left side above his ear, he has one row of black feathers that are implanted kind of like synth hair on just over his ear and around it. And that would be all that would be apparent as you guys are walking up. And are you the folks Bruce sent?
We are indeed. I am Ume. This is Hex. This is Reverend. And that sourpuss is Bard.
Sourpuss is an interesting term. It's like spin the knife around, and I look at his knife and look up at him, and I see that you have a neat, interesting sort of capacity for utilization of the knife in terms of your dexterity. Is this a cultural thing, or are you just fidgeting? Like he's spinning his monogram through his hands.
I actually just fidget with it, and he flips it a little bit, and then folds it and puts it away. I actually don't prefer to use it for anything other than cutting paper or rope or that sort of thing.
As one should with a knife, right? And I put the knife, my own knife, away and sort of take
Moves
my
up and
fedora off.
sees-
And
So we were told there's a doll, and we need to get out to an oil rig. Do you have the details on that?
Well, we'll go over that in just a second. Bard's the first one to speak, really, or the first one to like step forward and engage. So he steps forward and says, "I'm Kaupe," and reaches out to shake Bard's hand.
and I reach out and like again, he's gonna reach out with his right hand, which he grasps yours, and there's a strength there that is intense. But he's not trying to crush you. It's just there, and he kind of shakes your hand, and looks into your eyes, and you can see his eyes darting around you, taking in various aspects, the heritage, where you're from, the feathers in your hair, and he kind of smiles and just interesting.
He nods and smiles. So
I
far,
do love a
outwardly
puzzle.
nothing gregarious. And then steps to Ume because she also spoke. Says again, Kaupe.
She extends her hand. Her handshake is much softer, a little bit more, a little bit like that. But she, she just gives you a nice, friendly handshake.
He shakes your hand and just differently than he did with Bard, he rotates your hand so that it's on top, and he puts his hand on top of yours, and just smiles, looking you in the face. It's a pleasure. And we'll just go across the top. Turns to Hex, who he doesn't know the name of yet.
I did say everybody's name when I first introduced him.
Oh, did okay.
Yeah.
So, and your Hex.
Yes, and I will grasp his hand jovially.
Okay. As in voodoo?
Depends
are
on
you
what
bad
side you
juju?
get on.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
So far, we're off to a great start.
Looking around,
And Reverend, you said, big man.
Yes, Reverend. He puts his hand up. And you said you're Kope?
Kaupe.
Kaupe.
Kaupe. It's
What
islander
happened
thing.
to be from the Pacific Islands, would you?
I was raised on the Big Island, from Hawaii.
Likewise. Pleasure to meet a
Not there,
fellow-
not from there originally, obviously,
Yeah.
but where I was raised. So I can answer the questions that we were already given. Are the paintball guns?
so
and
you
dummy
have
and
two
stuff already on the
crates.
boat, or-
One holds the dummy. The other one holds a series of multiple paintball guns. There's paintball rifles, paintball SMGs, paintball pistols.
Now,
And
is this just like a CPR
There are
type dummy?
3 paintball grenades.
Okay,
Uh,
because I brought 2 of my own.
Brought paintball grenades just randomly.
and
I had a little bit of heads up as to what's
the boat that you're on is chartered by Bruce. She probably paid really cheap for it. It's beaten up, it's old, but it'll function.
And I just keep the people on the boat away from the crates. So that's probably my, hey, that's not what you're paid for. But
Yeah.
is this just like a CPR type dummy, or what is it?
It looks more like basically it's a CPR dummy with a couple of like tech accoutrements that looks like make an electronics check.
Oh, no, so I'm not going to be good at that. That's not what I do. But hold on. The only thing I have in tech is weapons tech. That's not going to apply. So we will just roll straight tech.
Depends on what type of dummy it is.
Yeah. Is it a bomb? If it's
That'd be
something from
demolition, so
Freddy's
no.
Pizza.
Give me that.
Yeah. Is it something from Freddy's Pizza?
That's right, yeah. Or Willy's Wonderland or something like that. So.
Actually, not sure how to just roll a stat. Rather than skill.
You just click on the word for the stat.
No. Will it work that way? There we go. Did that work?
It did.
Yep.
Okay. That's just straight tech. I didn't have anything really to apply.
It does have what looks like sensors built into it. Most likely pressure indicators, see how, like, accelerometers, motion detection, seeing, how hard the impact was, rating everything like that. Some basic stuff like that. A little bit of a couple gyroscopes.
Okay.
And a data recorder.
All right. So yeah,
but you know that the oil rig is about 6 hours out. And it's an old abandoned one.
Sure.
Broke off. It was there way back when. Just kind of been adrift. It was adrift and crashed, anchoring itself in the area. So it just kind of sits there as an eyesore off in the in the distance if you get far enough away from the coast. But as far as you know, the job is pretty simple. You have a week to set up. You can figure out the layout of the land, get anything set up, get kind of the ideal spot to hold up. You don't know how NCPD is going to arrive. Boat, air, chopper, AV. That wasn't disclosed. The objective is they are going to try and rescue the hostage. Your guys' objective is to put up resistance to them rescuing the hostage. Okay. Pretty basic job, but there are risks. It is an oil rig, explosives, live firing, sparks, stuff like that. The whole thing is in bad condition. So, while NCPD, well, you guys have paintball guns. NCPD, what you've been told, is going to be using special ammunition so that they can train with their actual weapons, but the ammunition is non-lethal rounds.
Yeah.
So they will hurt you. They just won't kill you.
Or they're not supposed to. Okay. So, yeah, I'll point at the crates and say, this is what we've been provided with. Pop the crate, ladies and gentlemen. Our hostage. Here's our VIP. Wired up with all of the fancy sensors to probably tell them exactly where he is, which I think is kind of cheating, but it's got sensors and whatnot on it to indicate whether or not it's in motion or it's been beat up or if we're abusing it.
But, I don't recall anything in the brief we got that we couldn't modify the dummy.
That's true.
Okay.
On our way,
I don't think I was told anything about it.
If only.
We just have to remember to activate the doll when we get to the oil rig.
Yes.
That was very important.
Yeah.
That was very important.
Well,
But
that's going to start the
we had
timer because we don't want to be there any longer than we want.
That's true. But if only we had a technical expert who could really try to do something fun with that dummy. Hex, if only we had that. Hex. If only somebody with technical skills. Hex.
Well,
I can look at it. How do you think Bard got his
good with
arm
the tech,
on
bro?
so clean? Yeah.
All right.
Well, okay.
Tech.
You can do tech. You can do tech as well if you'd rather do it.
Okay.
But okay.
Our arsenal
opens up a crate as you guys see a whole bunch of they look like paintball guns of different sizes. A large tube cylinder. There's various canisters of paintball rounds sitting in there, all different shapes and sizes to fit whatever you're comfortable with. You imagine they're going to take whatever isn't used back, but they're
Can Reverend check the equipment, make sure nothing's like messed up or off?
Yeah, make a weaponsmith check.
Oh, wonderful.
Also,
That's
we're going to be there a week, right?
Yeah.
Do we have provided supplies? Like, do we need to go buy food?
Is there food or do we need to go shopping?
There is no food provided.
Okay. We should probably make a shopping run now that we're all here. Somebody should stay just to make sure these hired guys don't mess with our stuff. I can continue to stay. I don't mind. But yeah,
is your skill set?
Fuck, sorry, I realized my microphone had not been working this whole time.
Of course.
This bard was just like doing Shakespearean monologues in the background.
Just why
my skill set is
out, but just why we didn't hear anything. There you go.
My skill set is when it's necessary, I get much less friendly.
Frosty, do I need to make a check to actually bring my knife with me?
You would need to make a hide evade to conceal your knife.
Not a stealth?
Nope.
You're hiding it.
And Calpe is not hiding his. He has no intention of using it or whatnot, but like I said, he fidgets with it. So
it is like a knife. It's not a combat dagger from the sound of it.
Yeah,
right.
It's a knife. Yeah, so it's a mono knife, so it is a combat dagger. But
But if you guys want to go, and I'll fold out like $30. If you guys want to go and just get some provisions, stuff that's canned and can heat up easy.
I guess I can go do some food shopping.
All right.
Well, I would say go as a group. The only reason I'm not going to go is
it's Night City.
We don't know these guys.
It's Night City. We don't walk anywhere in the streets alone.
Okay. So I'll stay here and make sure they don't mess with any of the stuff.
The farthest I go is the nearest metro stop.
The other thing we should probably consider is it's going to get cold. I don't think that place is up and running. If it is, that's going to be a pleasant surprise. But we may not have power. We may not have heat. So
sorry, wrong.
If you don't have sleeping bags, you should probably get one.
I do have a sleeping bag. All right.
And for the record, what I brought for outside gear, I got a couple of extra paintball grenades, just because I didn't think they would actually provide us with any. And I've got a small set of cameras that are wireless and magnetic or can be stuck to walls. They're monitored with these little phones.
Can you link them to any of us, or?
I've got 3 different monitors. If anybody has a smartphone type phone, it's compatible with it. Yeah, I believe they're all compatible with that. But
if you want to give me one of those links, I can totally keep watch on the various areas and hide myself in.
Well,
I don't know that we're going to be able to recharge them, so I was planning on hanging on to them until we had action. If we have power, we can put them up whenever we want, but we don't know what we're walking into.
We don't even know the layout of this place yet.
Yeah, we should go find that out first. Yeah,
so,
sorry.
I'm just listing assets.
All I have is I can see heat signatures. I have a cell phone. I can take fingerprints if I need to.
I don't think we'll need the NCPDs.
Useful here.
Okay. Well, let's get food
and
sleeping bags and get on the way.
I thought you just got image enhancement.
Thermographic. No, that was the last one I got. It was that was the last of my money, basically. So, like, I literally, Frosty, have, I believe at this point, 11 Eurobucks left. Because I paid for drinks, which I was not expecting to be that expensive.
I'll fold out another 100 from the advance or whatever that I got, because all I bought was those cameras, and they're like $30 on Amazon now. So I'll send you the link for them.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, just and sleeping bag. I brought my own sleeping bag. I've got some cameras. I wasn't gonna pack food until we saw who was here, but I figured we would do a shopping run. I don't know if anybody wants to bring 6-packs or liquor with them or whatnot, but
I don't exactly have camping gear, so I have to go pick up a sleeping bag anyway.
And
don't
Ume,
really
I love that outfit, but you might want something warmer if we're going to be 6 hours out on a steel rig. Don't get me wrong, I love that outfit; it's beautiful, but it's.
The only thing is, I can't afford the money to pay for a warm piece of clothing.
You guys are going to have to rough it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. And he unzips his yellow and OD green jacket, saying maybe a little big, but you're gonna need to wear this first. And
I think I'm okay.
you can I look at you and I
think-
get it. You can wait until we leave and nobody sees you. I'm okay. I have another jacket.
I don't think I could live with the personal thoughts of it.
There's no
I'll go see
obligation.
what
It's
I
a
can-
jacket. Don't get cold.
I'll go.
Wait.
I'll go get a nice blanket.
Could you live with? Never mind. No. I was trying to be curious about what exactly you could live with, but we've never actually established those parameters. So what can I say?
Ladies, could y'all take Bard and go get the supplies we need? I'll stay here.
Why would you
him.
take me? I say very seriously.
Because I'd rather not deal with you right now.
Oh, and
I
you
see.
think that it's gonna be fun to bring him with Ume?
Yeah,
Well,
you know
I
what?
don't
I
have
think
to
I
see
think
it, so
I'm gonna go sit and be in my mind palace,
Observing.
and just go and be in my mind palace. Like start sitting and
Well, I would say you guys could make your way through the city at night, and really all you can find at this is generic pre-pack and kibble, which you barely got enough with what was handed to get some kibble for the week. And it's gonna be tight. You're gonna have just enough. You're gonna be hungry. You're not gonna be happy.
anyone.
It is banana beef flavored kibble. It was what was available on sale.
Wait, if we've already paid for a week of kibble, do we have to actually pay for this? Or
Are you going back home and grabbing your kibble?
It's only a $2 ride.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna walk back home to pour my kibble out for my cat
God.
because I
Alright.
want her to actually have the food.
Nick, will you roll a D100 for me?
God.
I'm sorry, my
You're gonna walk
apartment is
back
in the
to your
corporate
apartment?
zone.
Yeah, but you're walking.
You're on the opposite side of town, so I need you to
74.
roll a D100. All right.
Well,
Somebody always does it that first session. Every time I've started a new a campaign with somebody, and there's somebody who's not played 2020, somebody always walks across Night City.
Yep.
Well, you know what?
That's why I had you all buy maglev chits.
So
I did.
as you
I
are
just
walking down the street. Make a awareness notice.
gives Reverend time to check all the equipment and the dummy.
Please don't fuck me over here. My highest skill. Sorry. 25.
All right.
No.
You notice 3 booster gangers begin to follow you out of an alley, making their way a little closer. Make a streetwise check as you look for their colors.
21.
They have on them these little dagger knives that say "Thrill Kill" across them. Red tattoos, spikes on the thing, chromed out. Looking at this, you recognize the slaughterhouse. You have no idea why the hell they're up here in the northeastern side. Usually they're down southwest, right on the edge of the combat zone by the university district. But these 3 members of the slaughterhouse, they are out here by the marina as you're heading out looking for a fight, and they are starting to follow you.
So I noticed them, right?
Yeah.
I stop, light a cigarette.
Hey, Chum.
Can I help you,
Alright.
gentlemen?
Yeah. Just looking to bum a smoke, man. Just looking to bum a smoke. Got anything on ya?
Can always bum a smoke, man. We're all friends here on the street. None of us need to take shit from the corpos.
Nah. So what you doing out this late? Don't see you walking with no company. Where's your input, mate?
My input is, well, bit hard to get a hold of these days, but gotta get back to actually feed a pet that I've got. Not an input, no euphemism there.
Make a human perception check.
$24.
They are getting into position to flank you, and reading their body language, they are definitely looking to rough someone up. You don't get the feeling that they're looking to kill anyone, but they'll definitely looking to make someone hurt.
Can I look at them and just say, hey, listen, as I smoke the cigarette again, and again, looking like he knows how to fight, right? Because that's Bard, ultimately. I get you guys want to make a display of somebody. I've had a long night. I'm trying to get back, grab a bit of stuff, go off and make a display of somebody else.
All right, so are you trying to do a stare down? A stare down can get people to back off.
That or an intimidate. I don't know what the difference is, right? Because it says intimidate as stare down sometimes, but
stare down. No, stare down is it's basically a reputation check.
And it can like completely, they either back off or they take a penalty to their rolls. Intimidation is just, it'll play out how it plays out.
Yeah. But you'll be rolling your reputation, which would be a D10.
So ask me, like tell me, guys, what should I roll here? Because Bard has a very high intimidate, right? I'm trying to...
So, intimidation, make a streetwise check.
32.
Okay, I'm going to give you 8 IP for that streetwise check, because here is critical information. The slaughterhouse like a challenge. They like fun. You try and scare them, they don't scare easy. And even if they are scared, that's just a bigger fish to fight over. You could try and stare them down and just make them too uneasy to shoot you, but intimidating them will start a cycle of escalation with them. Some people are intimidatable, and you might be able to, but it would be... Intimidating them would be a nearly impossible check.
Okay, yeah. So I'll look at them and just say, please, my friends, my mother is sick.
So you're trying to persuade them?
Yeah, I have to get home, and this is not a fight that I want to have. We could have it another time, but...
All right, please make a persuasion fast talk. Difficulty 25.
Oh, Jesus, Frosty. You know I can't succeed that.
You just rolled a 32 on your streetwise.
Can I try a stare down instead, Frosty? Because I didn't know that was a thing.
A stare down is like the make my day punk kind of stare down. You literally are staring them down trying to...
Can I try that then?
I will allow you to try that.
Okay, with my streetwise, right, do I get any bonus from Intimidate or not?
No, it's just a cool plus a D10 plus your rep. You should have a skill called Reputation under Cool Skills. That's where you track your reputation. Or you can just roll your cool straight.
Yeah, Reputation, it says for a fixer, should be half, but yes.
That is a wild side optional rule.
Alright, I'll spend my last luck on this then.
Okay.
Fuck. Well, that's... So wait, that's equal. What happens now? Do we
you guys are you guys are caught in a stare down. Make another check. So you guys are sizing each other up. No one's quite sure who's going to make the first move. They're staring you down. You're staring them down.
$20.
Yeah. You got that... Not worth it. And kind of just push past you, bumping into you, threatening you. We'll see you later.
You might.
Oh, yeah. We will.
Hey, by the way, if you ever need any investigations done or lost people found, murders solved, uncolored, truth investigations. We cater for all types. I take another hit of my cig.
Thanks. And they kind of talk to each other as they walk off. And you breathe a sigh of relief.
Do I get anything for that, by the way? Because, wow, that was tense.
All right.
You don't get IP for reputation. Reputation is just a
No, I know.
story.
I was asking.
You get the
Got it.
knowledge to not walk through Night City again. Alone.
Hey, you know what? It worked out. So I'm gonna finish what I'm doing and go back to the goddamn docks like a badass. 'Cause
That
I
is
don't
not
give a
the
shit.
takeaway.
I know it's not. I'm not gonna walk through again. I didn't think we were that far from my apartment, right?
All right.
The thing is, if you go more than a block or two, it's dangerous. You don't have to be far from your apartment.
Okay, that's really good to know. And I got to know that in a badass way, and I will never do it again. So I'm going
All
to...
right. So, you quickly make your way to a maglev, getting away from whatever's going on in this part of town, and going to get your stuff, or are you walking the block back?
No, I'm fucking magleving all the time, right?
Okay.
Now.
It's 5 stops to your place. It'd be a total of 6 stops.
Yeah, I can pay for that.
Okay. To get there and back, but eventually, you guys. I know Sev, you're staying with Calpe.
Yeah. We're going through the equipment.
Hex and Ume, the two of you. I assume we're taking maglev. You were the two going and getting food.
If there's not like a convenience store right there on the corner, yes.
There would be a convenience store.
I'm going to the convenience store on the corner. I'm not going to travel all the way across town for that. The only thing is that I will need to get. I might have to go shopping somewhere else though, because I really actually do need to get like a good warm blanket and a sleeping bag.
Make a luck check.
All right. I have not spent any luck yet, so 1d10 exploding. Oops. I got exactly my luck. I have a luck of 8. I rolled an 8.
Right. This place is one of those like sort of truck stops off on the side of the highway, so it's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. It's the Buc-ee's of Night City.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So you are able to find
for those of you who are familiar
you're
with
looking
Texas.
for.
All right, sweet. Yeah, so I'll pick up food. I know I'm Don, right? Is right? I know they gave me how much money did you give me again?
I think it's at like 200.
Oh, 200?
Oh, you're on mute.
I handed out about 130. Nobody said they wanted any more than that. So
Okay.
All right, no, I think that should be
I was
plenty.
pitching in for food.
Yeah. And nobody else I think offered to pitch in, so but that should be plenty. For a week.
I said you guys are able to get enough for all of you on sale because you made a luck check earlier, but it's banana beef flavored.
Oh, right. How much on that? How much would that be with the sale?
That would be $20 a person on sale.
All right.
So take about 100 of the dollars.
Sure. So, okay. Then that leaves me with $40 of my own money, which is plenty for me to buy a sleeping bag. It doesn't mention a blanket, so I'm gonna
assume sleeping bag is roughly the same price.
I can't afford actually both a sleeping bag and a blanket. It's 25 eddies for a sleeping bag.
Yeah, it'd be about the same price for a blanket. I mean, if you're just grabbing a cheap blanket, like you could probably, that's not great. You could probably get one for, 10, 15.
I'm going to go ahead and use an additional $6 from my generous benefactor. And then when I get back, I'll hand I want to hand $24 back to Don, and I say I owe you 6 eddies.
You keep
Stay
saying
warm
Dawn.
and cover me, and you're good.
Who's Dawn?
I owe you 6 eddies.
Yeah, I think it's Joe.
Joe, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay.
I couldn't remember your
Small
character
names
name,
are-
so I was looking at your Zoom ID. Sorry, Joe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I should be looking up at the Twitch stream. Sorry,
Yeah.
Joe.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. We get out of here and get paid.
Oh no, you're Joe.
I'm
My
worried
character's
about
name
$6.
is Coop.
Cowpay.
Cowpay. Sorry.
Kaupe. Yeah.
Cowpay.
But yeah. No, it's good. It's good. We get through this and we get paid. I ain't worried about $6.
All right.
All right.
However, you're not going to cover me very well if you got the shivers. So
Eventually, you guys are waiting around. It's by the time you had finished meeting with Bruce, made your way across town on the trains, went back out, got food, waited for him. It's close to 4 or 5 in the morning. You can see the sun just sort of starting that gentle beam of kind of a lighter blue right on the horizon, off past the city, as the colors, just starting to shift in the morning.
if the boat crew has been getting irritated about the time, I'm going to be firmly reminding them, hey, we're all cool here. We want to stay cool here. Remember that.
No problem.
So
we just
keep
here
it
chilling.
copacetic,
Hey, us, we have our beers and we chill. No problem. We drive the boat when you ask us to drive the boat. We're just dropping you off, right? We're not staying on the dock for whatever reason.
Is there a reason?
Only after the human sacrifice can you leave.
I was gonna say, is there a reason you don't want to stay on the dock afterwards? Is there some sort of rumor you're not telling us about? Please, give me the information.
Abandoned
just
dock,
simply
probably
curious.
haunted. Who knows what kind of...
Yeah, but tell me all the haunted things, I say, trying to interrogate the
Do you
bastard.
do you think it's not natural for a group of people to not want to stay?
I wouldn't want to be out there.
Like
for
a rule of
weekend.
bay. Not an ideal hangout. Besides, we got other things to do. Don't just want to sit around. Need to make that money.
We follow you.
Okay, so yeah, all right. I don't interrogate him then.
Have anybody talked to you about coming to get us in a week? Did that come up when they hired you the first time?
Yeah. We second ride when we get phone call.
Insight check.
That's fine.
Make a human perception.
Yeah. Human perception. Yep.
I know. I'm sorry.
No. It's good. It's a different
19.
system. That's good. Nice.
They seem to be telling the truth. They don't seem happy about it, but.
And why aren't you happy about this arrangement? I say, like putting my hand in my chin and trying to get.
Probably because they're trying to do their job, but some jackass keeps asking them annoying questions.
That's exactly what.
Everybody on the boat, if we got our gear.
And you're sitting
Yeah.
here trying to interrogate them.
Oh, I see. I'm the problem. I apologize. I do occasionally go too far. Please.
Am I the problem?
Please accept this. Please accept this weregild, and I give them €30 as a tip.
Oh, God.
All right, so get on the boat. We went through the the guns. We've got legitimate gear. We're not getting Yeah.
We're fed.
It's a hard cruise, and it is cold in the morning. Ocean air. It is crisp and biting at your skin.
Ume curls up on the deck or below deck, wherever she can, and wraps herself up in a blanket.
Like a slightly bigger kind of speedboat.
Okay. She sits down like in a seat with like the blanket like tucked up all the way around, like totally around her. And the thing is, though, it is important to note that she looks very comfortable on a boat. As if this is certainly not her first time on a boat.
Can I? Oh fuck! Oh, Bard's an ass. Can I go to Ume and like just take off my long leather trench and just chuck it over her and walk away?
Yeah.
Excellent. Then I do that.
See, I told you he wasn't that bad, Ume.
Well, no. The question is, am I awake?
That I'd make an endurance check.
Yeah.
22.
You're still awake if you want to be.
Get that bourbon-soaked piece of shit off of me.
I knew that'd be the issue.
I raise an eyebrow and just. Are you that proud that you're gonna freeze to death rather than take a coat from someone else?
I got a blanket. I'm fine.
You're shivering. I'm gonna make an awareness check here, Frosty, if I can.
Make a diagnosis check.
Diagnose illness. Okay, I don't have any bonuses to that.
I will point out, Frosty, I am making this.
14.
My assumption is that I'm okay when I'm saying this.
As far as you can tell, Bard, she seems okay. It's just cold.
Yeah, but that's enough.
Yeah, but I've got the blanket now. I think I'm okay.
There's no health concerns.
Yeah. If there was, Rev
grab it back
taken
and
care of.
Fine. Just please, if we're going to cold waters, wear more than fishnets. Those are good for catching fish in these waters, but not for keeping yourself warm.
So, after about 5.5 hours, you start to see the speck of the oil rig, and you're actually a little surprised because it's sitting much lower in the water than you anticipated. Normally, any of you have education, general knowledge know that the oil rigs tend to sit well above the water, kind of ballast, with a huge kind of section underneath and all the layers up top. This one has sunk down to the point where the life raft like spots to evacuate actually sit just above the water and have turned into docking ports. Much of the understructure is flooded and decaying. You can actually see it sway just a little bit as you get within close distance with the push of the ocean, as it doesn't seem like it's perfectly balanced on whatever it's resting on the floor, the seabed. As you're pulling up to it, and they kind of pull up to the rapids, you can see the different pillars and structures of the thing, the huge cranes. The whole place is intact. It's covered in grime and grease and oil and rust and barnacles, salt, rust. You can, as you begin to make your way up onto it, loose tiles and metal platform, the very steel plates that you'd walk across groan and rattle. There is flickering lights. The place is powered, but all the different lights are the orange emergency lighting. It doesn't have a lot of power, and they flicker a little bit as you guys reach kind of the landing. And I'm going to put you guys on the map so that you can observe and ask any questions that you have.
Seeing all
Picked
this,
a hell of a place to do this.
Yeah, Reverend would look at Calpe. I don't think we're going to be able to use the power from this place for those cameras.
Well, then we don't put them up until
Showtime.
until it's game time. Yeah.
Yep.
If we don't have any way to recharge them, we'll just wait, and that's okay. I kind of anticipated that.
At best,
Who the hell at NCPD even knows about this place, man? What the hell?
I have no idea.
Well, Skin Game does, at least, but
skin game.
Well, odds are this place is. I mean, we're not that far from Night City. It's a great big oil well. These things are probably probably has a bunch of scattered ones that have been abandoned outside the city, and
Anybody
they're
who wants
frequented by
to
pirates.
could make a human perception or awareness check on Bard, as you mentioned Petrochem, by the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to.
Why not?
Trying to give you guys all a bit of IP.
Ume got a 20. Well,
Same as Reverend.
Yeah, you would see his eyes. Rev, you would know why, but you would see his
Yeah.
eyes narrow, and he kind of like tenses a little bit, and kind of cracks his neck.
with that, do you? It was Nick who initiated that roll. Frosty, are you okay with IP for that?
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
week, right?
We have a week, yeah.
Yeah,
to
you can
prep.
see at the center there's a tall spire and radio tower. There's different wings and everything that kind of rise up, and then there's old grating and girders and shifting points and construction
You would
areas.
all see that. Bard does not like Petrochem. But as
You
as we're
don't
looking,
see any old logos. The whole place is too rusted over. The paint's too faded, at least from where you're at.
as Bard is like his neck cracks, he looks at Rev. Hey, remember what Miyagi taught you? You want to go? Because I'm feeling a bit. Come on, like make the come at me motion, and I like motion towards a upper tower.
Reverend completely ignores him, looks at Calpe. You want to help me with this gear? We need to get everything
Yeah.
set up.
You ass.
Yeah, let's get everything up in and as in toward the middle as we can. If it's floating around, this is worse than I thought it would be. I was
Let
expecting
me,
a solid structure at least.
Yeah, let me grab the food. I'll bring that up.
You can see loose bolts and like areas where the metal has rotted out. As you make your way across, kind of
When I
weaving
was
your
a
way through.
When I was a kid, I have vague memories of raiding a few places like this, but nothing in this bad of condition.
Yeah, Rev
Yeah.
did that too occasionally, but we should.
You know, you talk a lot about my history. I appreciate if you keep it to yourself.
There is graffiti on the walls. No particular game, but just like people who have come out here, or party kids, or passed by, kind of look around. As you guys are unloading the equipment, all good. You got everything.
Do a final sweep of the
Yeah.
boat, make sure nothing is under seats or anything like that. Just like,
If,
look, you forgot this, but
If there was an
make sure we
emergency
get Bard's jacket.
and we were willing to pay you for an extra trip, how could we get in touch with you?
You have money to pay for trip. Here, cell phone number. You call us.
Thank you.
We're on charter out. Also, you need anything moved in quietly.
Did that go for potential future business opportunities as well?
Always looking for potential business opportunities.
Ooh, man, I don't think we properly met.
Salazar.
Salazar. Very good. I'll keep you in mind, Salazar. Thank you again.
Of course. And good luck with whatever the fuck you're doing out here.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll need it.
Yes.
Take a little bit
There's
of time
no
to
such thing
find
as luck.
an indoor room that's going to give us as much.
You're actually
Protection
able to
from the wind
find,
and whatnot.
make your way. There are a few indoor rooms that are still intact. Supply room, locker room, an emergency room. One of the main pipe laying rooms and pipe fitting rooms is still intact. Some industrial machinery. You actually can make your way up, spiraling up all the twisting gangplanks and different walkways. It's a little rough going, but you are able to find what looks like the main sort of control center for it. It is a bridge because these things are operated like ships until they're on location. But what's interesting, you are used to seeing the sort of high-tech, the touch screen, computer pads, occasionally a keyboard or something like, or something a little old school. But this thing, like, a lot of the buttons have these hard plastic casing over them and lit up. Really old, heavy glass sort of CRTVs as well as you guys are looking around. There's a whole bunch of dials and knobs and gauges. and things glitching out. You can see screen. It looks really old and ancient.
Okay. For now, set the crates down. I'm going to pop the crate with the doll, and I'm just going to sort of pick it up and look at it by the chest, and I'm going to turn and just kind of push its back and its arms into Rev. I'm like, hey, hold that.
He grabs it.
And I'll just back up and punch it wherever the activation button is, just kind of, and turn it on. Not like
As he goes,
haul on, just
Reverend throws the dummy at him.
So as you guys are wrestling around in the bridge, what are the rest of you doing?
we activate the doll.
I was actually bringing food, so I'm there in the bridge with them, looking at them with, I'm sure, no contempt whatsoever.
I roll around on the floor with it, stab it several times with my folded up and closed butterfly knife.
Like a very much a boys will be boys, but in a very exasperated, like that's such a bullshit thing to say kind of manner, which is like more like boys are just stupid.
You guys can
Your
hear
friends
the boat.
will never find you here.
You can hear the disappointment in the shaking of her head.
As you guys see Bard looking at Reverend and making a hand motion, but that's about it.
What kind of hand motion? Just to check.
Come at me, right? Like,
So, Reverend, since he just threw this dummy at Calpe, I'm assuming you're like not that far from Rev.
nope.
He just flicks his arm out, trying to grab Bard's wrist and just sweep him.
I'm gonna try to dodge.
I'm not going to call for checks for that. This isn't a you guys fighting each other is not a rolling off situation.
But let us roll just to see what happens, even if we doesn't gain IP, but we just want to know what happens. It's for fun.
All right, sure.
I'm going to set the dummy up in like the captain's chair with its feet up on a control panel and just leave it there for now.
Okay.
Like he's the captain now.
The 222's got to roll again.
As you turn around, having walked up to like where the captain's chair would be, and kind of sit and turn around as you hear the boat disappearing in the distance, you turn and you can see a pirate flag spray painted on the back wall. Kind of, it's sort of.
Reverend, we got to roll again.
No,
Like,
you fumbled, buddy.
You fumbled.
doesn't
You
matter.
fumbled.
They're still the same thing.
No, fumbles fails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right,
That's-
you grab me then.
I do more than grab you.
Yeah, I do
Frosty,
too.
Ume's years among pirates, she was very young, so she doesn't have any particular knowledge. But does she know anything about this particular group of pirates offhand?
How
Should I make
much,
like a roll of some kind?
Yeah, I
Is it
would
just
say
something
make a
generic like a Jolly
streetwise.
Roger, or-
I'm going to say at -3 because
Very fair. I don't think she has any particular advantage because, like I said, she was like 6, right?
yeah,
Like she was very young. But at
and
least maybe
different
gives her-
part of the world.
Yeah, and she might have like a slim chance. Oh my gosh! I rolled a 28, Frosty. I rolled a 19 on my die roll.
Listen at the bars, right? You
Right.
recognize the types and sort of knowing the type you've associated with. You have heard of a group that this could be. You recognize some of the coloring and markings, the sort of corkscrew-esque shark skull and crossbones type thing. It might be, maybe, a group known as the Corsairs. They are, they smuggle drugs up from Mexico and other illicit substances and chemicals for producing stuff into Night City.
All right.
You
Yeah.
don't know much more than that, and
the
if you
group.
wanted to know much more than that, you'd have to talk to someone who knows drug dealers.
Hey, I was just rolling on the off chance. Like all I was
Yeah.
thinking of, like Ume might know them. The fact I
How
succeeded.
old? Does the tag
I'm
look?
very happy with that. I don't have any like intentions behind
Make
it.
a painting or drawing.
Little did you know.
Back in the command rig after Reverend flips Bard on his ass.
Ugh! I was like,
Oh, yeah.
slam. And I, like, the cyber arm comes up to Rev as, like, it smashes into his. And I, like, kind of look at him and just. And I grab his hand with my other hand and pull myself up.
Well, at
You're
least
a
he's
piece of work,
smiling.
you old bastard.
What'd you say again?
Pick
I
up the
didn't hear
fedora
that.
real quick and put it on the dummy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kind of
X,
put it
what are
down
you
low
doing?
over its eyes.
Wait, sorry,
And-
I didn't hear what Reverend said. Like, give me a second.
Oh, sorry, Rev.
You're good. I just said, God damn it, you old bastard. You're a pain in my ass. And can't hear you, Nick.
Nothing.
Yep. Still nothing.
Did your headphones die?
Do you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Good.
No,
Wherefore do we two dance this dance again and again and again, and then you do smash my ass onto the concrete. I know Shakespeare didn't say that because there wasn't anything about concrete back in his day, but damn, you
Reverend,
really
is-
fucked up a little bit.
Is this guy for real?
Pull myself
Reverend
up,
looks over at Ume. Yes, sadly. He is.
and I kind of crack my neck and just, by the way, and I just slap him on the shoulder, and 'tis not of us to judge wherefore our friends come from, and yet to thank heavens and hells, those above and those below, that they do come to us. For we are blessed in friends and fiends, and you are fiend in the best way. Also, have you considered washing that mask occasionally? It does smell bad.
Well, since I clean it every day, I'm wondering if you're smelling the shit you just got tossed in.
Could be, could be. You did kick the shit out of me. That totally could be the case, yeah.
Was
I
it
didn't
apparent
ch-
from their brief scuffle what styles they're using?
Ume walks over.
What
was both
combat
Aikido,
skill were you
actually.
using? Brawling or
Aikido. They were both using Aikido, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just fumbled, actually.
Ume walks over to Bard.
Well, one second.
But-
Hex.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Ume is observing the art, as is Calpe, and Reverend and Bard are fighting. What are you doing?
I was watching them fight.
Okay, you're just sitting back watching. Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. Just checking.
I mean, at least Bart's smiling for once.
Oh, he totally is.
After like Bard's like latest rendition of Shakespeare, Ume walks over, puts a hand on his shoulder, and with a very deep look in her eyes goes, they can beg and they can plead, but they can't see the light. That's right, because the boy with the cold hard cash is always Mr. Right. Because we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. You know that we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. And then she walks off.
And I look at her
It's
and
like-
look at Reverend, look at her, look at Reverend, look at her, look at Reverend. That, I'm sorry, that's not the Bard, but you know what? I respect the hustle, and he, sorry, so I'm gonna do this. He puts his hat back on and takes it off. I respect the hustle, and like bows a little bit.
Roll a luck
It
check.
was-
What?
Roll a luck check.
Oh my gosh!
And as
the wind's
Ume
gonna blow the
leaves-
hat out of your hand.
Oh, no.
You're gonna
And
lose
as
your
Ume
fedora.
leaves, I do the boom.
14.
As you bow, the steel gives out from under you, and
Oh,
you
God.
fall down a lower deck,
Could-
hitting the ground into the water, splashing. You are going to take 2 points
Well-
of damage.
Can I ask,
Just-
because we were pretty close together, could Reverend potentially see that before it happens and catch him?
I was only taking my hat off. How is taking
It's-
my hat
hey,
off going?
Nick, remember,
It's the environment.
whenever you bow, it's a
I know,
issue.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's going to
But
be
this
dangerous.
This is
moving
not
around.
archers, right? This is the ground game.
Make an athletics check.
All right.
Can I make one to try and grab his hand as well? Right? See,
No. You
So 29.
oh damn, Reverend, you're
So
amazing.
you dive and catch him by the hand as he falls, scraping up his torso against the metal as you catch your arm scraping against the metal as well as you kind of are holding him there. The metal plate drops and splashes into the water below this deck where the bridge is. It looks more. This is not below sea level. This is just where rainwater has collected through broken and rotted bits.
Can I
of the
try and
steel.
pull myself up at this point? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
you guys did easily with your.
Yeah,
with your
Ume
bodies.
actually comes over and tries to help.
But as you guys are looking down, you see 6 large crates tucked into the corner of the room.
Oh boy. Anyone bring the rope?
I guess the tag's more recent than I thought.
I
Apparently.
mean, I do have rope actually, but not.
I'm worried this might be like a pirate stash or something, but we should check it out for sure.
Well, yeah, we absolutely should. I mean, are they rotted like they've been there for a while, or are they put in like a dry part of the room?
Good question.
From what you can see, there's definitely some sludge on the outside, but they're pretty sturdy containers.
Well, but if there's sludge, they've been there for at least a while. Maybe
At
not as
least a
long as.
month.
So
Well, we should investigate these.
we should, yeah.
Hey, Reverend, drop me down there.
How
Well,
far
Wait,
down is
no,
the drop?
that sounds. Yeah.
From this, it's about
Is there
6
not?
meters.
Is there any other way down? Like, is there
I
like
was
if I look
gonna
down there,
ask,
do I sign with like
'cause a lot of-
doors or anything?
a lot of oil rigs have maps on some of the walls. Can we maybe
Oh.
navigate a way down?
You
Also,
could-
I was trying to say
Yeah.
that Bard can use his cyber arm to maybe like pull himself down. So
Well, he stands 2 of those 6 meters. He'll be fine. Just do them feet first, man. Feet first.
I can
He
jump.
seems tough.
Yeah,
He
that
seems
metal
tough.
down there totally seems sturdy, and I'm sure there's no risk of a human being dropping their full weight on it will have any bad repercussions.
I'm
Totally
gonna try
safe.
to-
You go right ahead, Bard. I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm sure that heavy sidearm's not going to make things worse either.
Oh, okay.
Well,
good to know. I'm
the
gonna try to
floor
climb down
from
then.
Well, there isn't anything
Sorry.
to climb
yeah.
down where you're at.
Well, we
But
do
yeah,
have
you
rope.
can
I
climb
have
If you
a
can
rope.
climb down, that's fine. I was
You can
specifically.
I have a
climb
rope.
up, and you guys could look around, or you could drop down.
Wait,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
responding to the idea of jumping.
Frosty. I have a rope that's 20
That's
meters
what he's
long.
suggesting using.
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be another way into that room because they didn't put it in there through the floor.
Well,
that you broke.
I think that's what Reverend and I were thinking in different ways.
Bard, as much as I love the theatrics, it probably helps to have a way to get it back up here.
Yeah, let's. I'm with Reverend. Let's find a map or see if there's a way down there. And we got all week. We're not in a rush.
But I'm also sorry. I literally cannot see where we are on this map. Right? Like that's my also other problem.
I think this
We're
map
like
is too
center-ish.
busy. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was this. I think it was this thing.
Yeah,
Here
you
is
guys
the
are over
bridge.
here in
The command tower.
in the command tower.
Dead center.
Yeah, but I can't.
near
see
the
that
center of it.
is-
I don't think this is meant to be a like grid for grid map per se. Think of it like
No,
zones.
I-
or-
It's for dramatic.
I would try to drop the rope and try to get people to come down with me. Is what I was trying to say.
Well, I mean, why? Let's just. We're in no rush to climb down. I'm sure there's. Well, at the very least, even if you do climb down, we should, as Reverend said, we'll need other ways to get whatever's down there up if we want. So, while you do that, I will follow Reverend's advice and look for a map and another way down.
Yeah, it's actually to. There's a couple of switchbacks that lead down to this lower section
Okay.
that was designed for, from what you can tell, looks like a backup battery system, a power room, or that's what it was before it rotted, decayed, broke apart, and they kind of used it for this storage. As you, a couple of switchbacks around and down the winding steel stairways, you get to one of the doors where it is, and you can see they have been chained shut.
The doors have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, Bard already said he was going to climb down the rope, so probably
Yeah.
by the time I do that, he'll already be down the
Yeah.
other side of the room, and we can come back to me after we've had a chance to have Bard.
Yeah, Bard.
He's that stupid.
Are you going down the rope?
Yes.
Just tying it off to a pillar?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be easy to climb down the rope. No. You can see the rope kind of scraping against the sharp metal, so probably wouldn't be wise to have it put a lot of tension on it.
Yeah.
No,
but-
I'd not. Yeah, but one person. At a
But you're
time,
able,
right.
you're able to climb down into the about knee high water that's poured in and kind of flooded, and it's a long chamber. You can see there's a long pipe. What is that? Turbine, right? Or axle that would rotate and act as power and twist. I worked on another thing, ties to a generator that's on one side of the room. You can see old carts and maintenance areas and access. There's little in-betweens. And they've long since rotted or broken or fallen through the floor into the next lower level down. But the area that's open off to the side, where looks like it's a hallway that leads to some stairs that go down lower and are a little flooded. Like the water fills up the stairway. That's where you see the 6 crates. And they are decent industrial crates. You can still see some of the shiny silver polymer metal.
So, sorry, again, I have to ask because of the character I am. Can I get any other inclination from them just looking at them, right, with awareness, studying them with education awareness, that kind of thing?
You could make a basic tech.
Do they have any markings on them at all? Are they in a different language?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I don't know what else.
I guess going up, make an awareness notice as you're kind of wiping the sludge off. Just glancing at them, you wouldn't glean anything. But if you're actually going over and
of course,
inspecting,
I'm trying to actually inspect.
Yeah, because I may have missed it. Did
21.
you say what kind of boxes they are? Like big metal
Cargo
big
boxes.
industrial ones, yeah.
This can be
big
cargo
industrial boxes.
containers,
They're
right? Yeah,
so the crates are about each crate is about 5 feet long by about 3 feet high, ridged, kind of like a wavy pattern on the top and bottom, with the
like
indents lined with black, like metal bands wrapped around them.
Yeah.
Several of the metal bands actually look clipped and cut, and then welded back together. There's little latches on the side. You can see a couple of security code locks that have been smashed in on each of the sides. They're covered in grease and grime and ick and sludge from all the water they've been soaking in for some amount of time. And looking for markings. They're in another language.
What language? Can I make an education check?
That would be an education general knowledge.
Thank you. God, please, Bard. Please. 21!
All right. It looks like Russian.
I speak Russian!
Okay.
What's it say?
Uh,
Eurasian.
they are medical supplies and pharmaceuticals, and several of them are marked with chemical imprints. Make a chemistry check.
Well, that I don't have, but
It's almost like the guy behind the door has it.
I know, but I can't bring you in, my
Well,
motherfucker.
guess what? I might be able to.
18. That's actually not bad.
So the warnings show that they are flammable, explosive,
Is that a success, by the
biohazard
way,
chemicals.
Frosty?
Huh?
Is that a success for chemistry?
And these are on different ones. Yes, that is a success.
Thank you for IP. It's all I'm asking.
On typical warning labels for like surgery equipment, medical equipment, and drugs, you know, the safety warnings for things.
So I am gonna look back through and, hey, Reverend, this seems like your kind of cup of tea.
You shout up and don't hear anything. Eventually, you hear them coming to the door.
So, I don't know if it'll work, but I've done it before.
Okay.
In my tech,
I'm assuming this is to me because I think we're on the other side of the door.
Yeah. I reach into my little tool bag and pull out like 2 wrenches. And I'm gonna put them on either side of the chains.
Ume takes a couple of steps back.
Okay.
And I'm trying to either, if there's a lock on the chains holding them together, break that or break a link in the chains.
Okay, yeah, there is a padlock holding it shut.
Okay.
All right, make a strength feat.
I will spend 2 luck on this.
And all.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to have me try and pick the lock?
Oh, are you with? Did you come down with us?
I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna climb down the rope.
Well, if you want to give that a shot first before I just break this, may as well.
Yeah, might as well try first.
Then we could possibly use the padlock for later. I'll be honest,
And
this
you have
whole
B&E
operation
tools,
is
so
sketchy
please
now.
make a lockpicking check.
Cool.
Ooh.
22.
22. Easily. It's a pretty shitty padlock. It's just enough to make it secure. You can't pull the keys out, fiddle with the slide around, make it look easy. Takes you, a few seconds flat. Pop.
Ta-da!
As you undo the chains.
Reverend gives you a clap.
Ume beams
And
at
you
you
can
with
see
a
the
big
large
happy smile.
rotating handle.
Bard doesn't.
Like door seal.
Well, you're not there, are you?
Right? It rotates to open up, and it's got like these 4 latches that are built in. That now that you've removed the chain, you could turn it, but it is pretty rusted, so you will need to make a strength feat.
Okay. Maybe that's Reverend then.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm assuming he's
Group
the only one
effort.
doing it.
I'm sure I helped somehow.
That's 19.
That is enough, but I need athletics checks at -3 from Reverend, from Ume and Hex, with Reverend getting a straight check.
Okay, you said
And
athletics?
Bard, I need a athletics check at -3 as well.
It's almost the end of the session, so I am going to spend 3 luck on this to make it a flat 0.
Oh, you said
Yeah,
you wanted me to make
same.
another strength?
You know what? I'm actually going to spend 5 luck on this to give myself a +2. So I don't have any points in it. Like, it might have paid off. 17.
Okay. What'd you roll, Hex?
18.
Okay. Bard? Bard?
He rolled a
You're
15.
18?
15.
15. Okay. So Bard, the water catches you and you fall face first, but don't get hurt. Hex and Ume, you slide and kind of hit your back on the thing and almost get pushed off the stairway, but grab onto the railing. Reverend, what did you roll?
Did you want a strength or athletics?
Athletics.
Okay.
Don't fumble.
22.
Nice.
You easily, as you pop the door open and all the water pours out of it, just hold on to the door as it slides around.
I'm just watching those two slide behind me.
As they wash. As the level lowers down and starts to pour out until it drains out of the room, everything that'll spill.
Man, my clothes!
Aw, Ume.
I'm gonna have to
You
go
should
dry
probably
these
have been wearing your
out.
best outfit.
Reverend's
They're
gonna
so
call-
very important. Your
Reverend's
clothes.
gonna
Yes,
yell
they
up the
are.
hole.
I'm glad you appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Reverend, what are you?
Calpe, we may need to start a fire outside. Dry the clothes. I don't know what we're gonna use.
I can probably hear them through the hole in the floor now because
Yeah.
I'm still up on the bridge.
Yeah,
so
That's what I figured.
let's see what we can do about heat. Maybe don't play in the water. Maybe if you're going to play in the water, remember the survival thing. Take your shoes and socks off because wet shoes and wet socks will kill you.
French foot. It's a
True.
All right.
Yeah, I start looking
And with
for
that,
heating
we're going
pads
to
or
call it for
something.
tonight.
all right.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Joe, thank you for being here. Sev,
Thank you for the
being
invite.
here. David, thank you for being here. Melanie, thank you. Nick, thank you.
Say
all of you.
good night, everybody who is not Jill. Jill does not get a good night. Jill gets
Jill's
a
not
guillotine.
even. Like, can we move
Hey,
on beyond
Chupas.
Jill?
You know, you Chumbas, why don't you say goodnight, Brucey?
Night, everyone.
Good night, Bruce.
Good night, Bruce.
Good night.
Night, Bruce.